Two, three, four. Paranoia, paranoia. 2 AEDUs coming to get me. He bought all of the ammo, and I'm going crazy. Now I'm stuck with Makarov blanks, and I'm full of hate. Oh, I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And I'm not sick, guys, and I'm very well, and happy Friday. Hopefully all you guys are having a great night. Let's see who's in here tonight. We've got Troll 2201. What's happening, man? Cats, Cars, and Ringtail. JDV3. Jeremy Wilson. What's up, Jeremy? And of course, his better half, Amanda Wilson. What's up, Amanda? How you doing? Authorized Mike. We've got M.I. Crafter in the house, a good old Michigan guy. You know he's good if he's from Michigan, right? We got Rusty Williams. What's happening, Rusty? And of course, Mateo, as always. Thank you. Region 1 Resistance. What's up? Pillbox. There he is. What's happening, Pillbox? How you doing, man? We've got, let's see here. It just skipped on me like it does. A-Dubs. What's happening, A-Dubs? Bad Wolf. We've got Thomas in the house. We've got Paul. What's happening? I'm good. Rod Brown. How's it going? Joseph 10 Fingers, 6 Strings. What's up? We've got David. Cave Dave. What's happening, Dave? We've got the Marshall. We've got Josh Benware. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man? And Kathleen Music Lover. Always nice to see you. Mike Smith from North Carolina. Shout out to North Carolina. We've got Alexander Martinez. G-Man 5445. What's happening, guys? How you guys doing? I thought of that little song while I was mowing grass today. What did you guys think? Trying to have a little bit of fun. Mr. Enlightenment, what's happening? Yeah, so in case you guys didn't know, like you've been under a rock, no, you guys already know this. There appears to be an ammo shortage. And there also seems to be a fair number of people, not me, probably not any of you guys, where you're not exactly sick, okay? You didn't catch the Kung Pao chicken, right? It didn't get to you. But some people out there definitely aren't well. And I put out videos always just trying to help people and have a good time, because if you're not having a good time, why do this, right? Because it's not like I make a living off of it or anything like that. I just do it for fun, and I don't know, just something I've always been into in my life, kind of teaching people new things. If I learn something, no need to just keep it inside, just share it with everybody, right? And that's what I've been doing since I started this channel, and that's what I'm going to continue to always do, because I'm just being myself, right? And I've talked about ammo shortage, just to vent with you guys and, you know, talk about it a little bit. I also put out a video on Sunday that got like 28,000 views. Now, I don't care how many views my videos get, but the only reason I mentioned that one is because that meant it hopefully helped 28,000 people that were saying that they're spending 35, 40 bucks. Go read my comments, guys. That's what they're telling me. They're spending on sometimes Wolf ammo or Tula ammo. Now, you guys know I like this ammo, but I liked it at $6 a box, not 35 or 40. And I was browsing around. I'm like, hey, Federal, the actual producer, manufacturer, they're selling it. And yeah, it's way more than it used to be, and it's more than it should, but it's not a complete ripoff. They had like some $18 offerings for 50 FMJs. They also had some of those nice 138 grain blue powder coated bullets that seem to be very interesting for self-defense. So I found that video helpful, and I passed it along to you all, and a lot of people, most people, 99% of the people were so thankful for the video. But there was a little bit of vitriol and hate, and look, I don't care, guys. I'm fine, trust me, but I'm just going through this with you because maybe different internet forums you've been in, maybe unfortunately in real life, you're starting to experience some of this hate. And yeah, it's out there and it's multiplying like crazy. And there's a lot of sick people out there. And I don't mean sick from, like I said, eating bad Chinese food. I mean just people that aren't quite right. And here's what I'm going to start off by saying is this. I think genuinely, it's a pretty simple saying. I didn't invent it, but hurt people hurt. There's people that are hurting out there. And there's people that have been hurting that have come into this stream that have asked for prayers for loved ones, and I've prayed for them, and so many of you have, and we can help hurt people by being good people back, but we don't need to hate and we don't need to be mean to each other. But if you guys are experiencing hate over things like ammo or hate over ammo. Are you kidding me right now? No, I'm actually not. Or the price of guns or all these different things that people are just kind of like losing their mind on. I know where you're coming from and it's all good. So we just need to hang out with good people. I don't like mean people. I have no use for them. And here's the funny part. We can always find humor in this because for somebody to actually think that I don't know, and you should apply this to yourself. You don't know them. I don't know them. And they actually think they have the power over you to like be mean to you or spew some kind of vitriol that they could actually do anything to you. First of all, that's just a bit more than pompous. And it's kind of like whatever. Right? And it's just kind of ignorant, right? Are these people just ignorant or do they do things that aren't true, right? So, yeah. So anyways, I put out a lot of videos. There's plenty of content on this channel. Sometimes I like to report current events. Sometimes I like to report on gun rights things. I travel around the state of Michigan and other places to try to get coverage on things that are going on. I had some key coverage on that Michigan rally on April 30th when the governor of Michigan and mainstream media still talks about how it was a violent siege and overthrow. I was there, guys. I put out the video to show it. So I try to put my boots on the ground, and none of this is to get any accolades, but I work hard to get information out to you all. And I buy guns that I would have never been interested in necessarily for the channel because so many people want to see them. And actually, you know, the blessing there, some of them have become my favorite guns, right? That's why I bought the G2C over a year ago. For those of you guys that are new to the channel, I would have never bought one. I thought Taurus semi-autos were junk based on the problems they had. And they did have real problems years ago, but I bought it because so many people wanted to see it. And oh yeah, you guys know the story from there, right? And I put out a lot of gun reviews, and I noticed, you know what? I put out a video helping people to get ammo. And it's sad, you know, and it would be funny, and it is kind of funny, but it's not totally funny because it's just so sad that there were people in there spewing all kinds of hate. Literally, like, your Michigan accent. Okay, whatever. I don't judge people by their accents, but some people do. Yeah, just all kinds of crazy stuff, right? People saying, why don't you put the link to it in the video? Screw you. And I'm like, guys, it's called Federal Premium. That's the company. Go to Federal Premium. Now, there's this woman, her name's Susan WikiWiki. She runs YouTube. She loves this particular channel just because she likes me, but as a whole, she doesn't like us, okay? She doesn't like people like me and you. You're not allowed to put these links in there. And I explained it in the video, you know, and people are like, oh my gosh, you're such a rotten person because you're telling us where to find ammo for half the price that we're buying it for. And you're putting like the name, but you won't put the ... behind it. Like, this is literally like how lazy, low effort, hateful, and that many people are. But 99% of the people out there are great people. So I just wanted to offer that for some encouragement. You know, there's like for every one idiot that I don't even remember anymore because they're so unremarkable, like, why would you bother to remember them? And you guys shouldn't remember those people because they're not worth memorializing. They're not worth remembering. They're just going to have to sadly just suffer because they're hurting inside and they want to take it out on good people that would be there to help them. And many of us help people every day, but they don't want that. They just want to be mean, and we don't really need to be around mean people. So that's my encouragement. So you know what I do to lighten the topic a little bit? I'm like, these people are so angry right now. They're so angry, hating people they don't know. The fact that they're new into guns, which is awesome, but they need to realize if they're new, we'll help you. I've put out more videos to help new gun owners than anybody I know. Now, we'll help you. Welcome. Great. But it's not our fault that you haven't been buying ammo for 25 years. It's not our fault you haven't been buying ammo for 1 year, 3 years. Like, it's not our fault, right? So I've noticed a lot of people like that. Also, people that have maybe been into guns for 25, 30, 50 years. They just chose not to buy it or just couldn't afford it. If you can't afford it, that sucks. God bless you. But at the same time, it's still not the rest of our fault. And I've noticed people literally turn on people in the comments. You'll read it. This isn't just on my channel. This is on my channel in many places, social media, other people's channels, whatever. And thanks for the super chat, Nicholas. I appreciate it, man. He says, hi, I love these streams. Well, thank you. And I love you being here, man. So, they sit there and it's like this weird thing that's happened. It's like if this Kung Pao isn't going to get all of us, the hate might. But only if we let it. And this is where we all need to stick together, because I'm listening to these people and they're literally going like out of their minds. Like some guy will come into the comments of one of my videos and he'll be like, hey man, I scored 1,000 rounds of federal 115 grain round nose, worked my butt off for it, but I got it. Now I feel good. I can protect and train and defend and quite frankly, just be an American, right? You'll see someone come right in there. It's you. You're the reason I can't find ammo. It's all your fault. Screw you, man. Blah, blah, blah. You should be ashamed. And like, have you guys noticed this? This is seriously happening. It's like, no, actually, this is called America. If he bought 1 round, if he bought 1,000 rounds, if he bought 1 million rounds, that's just what he's prioritizing in his life. Maybe he's going to pay cash for it. Maybe he's going to have credit card debt where over the next 30 years, he has to pay $1,000 back for that $320 case of ammo that only cost $160 just a few months ago. Maybe that's the case, right? Maybe this person has extra money for any reason or no reason. It doesn't really matter, because the facts of the matter is that person made a decision to buy what they wanted, to do what they want to do and what they feel is right for their family. And I've just never seen so much hate over people just hating people for being themselves and doing what they feel they need to do. Now, I've offered suggestions in the past, and people get mad at me every time I say this. And I'm not saying this with any vitriol. I'm just saying this like, this is nothing new here. I was talking about good ammo deals months ago when this sickness, you want to call it, because it's called so many things. And if you even speak some of these words now, you get censored off of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and other places. And I'm not going to have the low-hanging fruit to be picked by Susan Wiki. So I'm just going to say, you had sickness, you had whatever it is. Like I said, they call it so many things, I can't remember all of them. And I knew something was going to happen, because I already knew most people don't trust their government. And that's why gun sales have been at record levels for a while now. And the only thing that changes every month lately is the NICS checks. That's the way they keep track of gun sales roughly, because there's many face-to-face purchases, but they don't know about those. And they should never know about those. And that's why we need to resist things called universal background checks, common sense gun control, which is not common sense. It's not common sense at all. It's literally out of the Marxist playbook, okay? That German group that Susan doesn't like you to say their name, that was supposed to reign for 1,000 years. This is stuff out of their playbook. There's nothing common sense about it. And anyone that says that is willfully or ignorantly lying to you. But I digress. I knew people didn't trust the government. I mean, to some extent, why would anybody, right? And that's normal. You shouldn't ever completely trust somebody that has that much control over you, even if you're generally an optimistic person. And I am optimistic, and you guys should be. But with this level of distrust, and more it seems that the United States is adopting the Chinese policy on human rights and things that some of our own leaders, doctors, the doctor, if you will, said that he couldn't imagine some of the stuff China was doing back in January. Now they're doing it in New York City and other places. Of course, ammo sales are through the roof. Of course, gun sales are going through the roof. And no, nobody ever thought for 1 minute that they could shoot a minuscule microorganism that 100 of them fit on the head of a needle. They didn't think they could shoot that out of thin air, and nobody thinks that, right? No, people are buying ammo and guns because they don't trust the government. Because the Supreme Court decided years ago, the police have an overall duty to protect the public at large, but they have no duty. And you cannot sue them, and you can't make them. Let's just say, period. They do not have the duty to protect any individual one person. And most of the time, when seconds matter, cops are minutes away. And many of these cops are good people. Many are great people. There's bad ones, but almost all are good people. And they love to stop the crime if they could, but they find out after it happened, and they come to take paperwork and sometimes look at the body. And most of us know this because we're smart people. And we know that police, the new trend in this country is defund, furlough, lay off, defund the police, get rid of them. Some call it anarchy, riots, many things. This is being encouraged by many people in politics and many, quote, leaders. Leaders, that's one of the most ironic words I've heard in a while. And people have realized, no, I'm, need to accept my own responsibility to take care of myself and my loved ones. And then people went out and they said, how much ammo do I have? And most of them didn't have enough. Or even if they had enough, there's the old saying, can you ever have enough ammo? That's up for you to decide. I'm not going to tell you you need 1 round of ammo if you need 50 rounds. If you need 1 million, like, who am I to say that's too much or too little, right? And who is anybody on the internet to say how much is too much, how much is too little? And actually, I'll go a step further. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are ripping people off, okay? I saw a website that's cheaper than crap that literally was trying to get $109 for this. And there does become a point where it does kind of come gross. And as much as you may hate capitalism, which if you want to hate capitalism, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not an economist. But even if you generally feel capitalism is a good thing, I generally feel it's much better than communism, for example. Yeah, I get it. You make a profit. And I'm explaining in a minute why you can't be too hard on people that had to raise the price a little. But yeah, there's some grotesque stuff out there that's out and out gouging, and it's nasty and it's despicable. But just because somebody bought it might not be the best idea. But look, there's no such thing as all of us getting together and saying, if nobody pays the high prices, if nobody pays the high prices, it's going to come down for all of us. You know what? That's great in theory, and that would be awesome. I'd love to give all of you a great big hug right now. And probably all of you that are in here would hug me back. And many of you guys, in a virtual internet kind of way, have been giving me hugs for a long time. And I love you guys to death. But you know what? If I tried to offer the whole internet a group hug, I would come up with like 35,000 things bludgeoning me and stabbing me, because that's just how some people are. So no, we're not all going to get together. We're not all going to get together and all of a sudden change the ways of the ammo companies. I'd like to think we could. And if one of you guys have the prescription to do that, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Write a book on it. I'd love to be convinced otherwise. But I've learned a lot of things, actually. And I'm always learning things. Like every day I realize how stupid I used to be, because it seems like right now you learn like a whole lifetime's worth of mostly crappy things every day with what's going on in society. And I've learned that it's not going to be where just the gun community gets together and does this, or the gun community gets together and does that, although we should. And I try to get together with people as much as I can. But what we should do and what actually happens, those don't happen to be the same thing. And I've thought furthermore, the gun community this, the gun community of that. Is there even a real gun community? And if there is, what is the gun community? Because just because you like guns, that's something you have in common, and that's great. But is that enough? Just because somebody likes guns and owns guns, does that mean that they agree with you on everything? Well, of course not. And we should never all agree on everything. I would never advocate for that. Like, how boring would that be? In fact, what I'm seeing going on right now in life, censoring of social media, that's what the corporate machine, big government, all these things, okay? These liberal or conservative talking points, it just is what it is. The government/big corporations are trying to take over our lives and take over our individual liberties, freedom, censor our speech, ban it. And they're trying to turn us all into one person. And nobody should want that, whether they're liberal or conservative or otherwise. That's what's actually going on. So no, everyone that owns a gun shouldn't agree on everything. But does it mean we like each other just because we own guns? I don't know. I like people that own guns and don't own guns, but I realize there's a lot of people out there that watch gun videos and are supposedly of the gun community. And they're not necessarily nice people. I'll tell you what, not only can we not make a social change and get together on things like, all right, let's, I don't even support boycotts, but maybe somebody said once in one of my comments, we should all get together. We should not buy ammo for a week. Okay. And then see what happens to the prices. Well, okay, maybe that'll work. Anything to get prices down, whatever, right? Will that actually happen, though? I don't know. Maybe, because I try to be always an optimist, and I am a happy-go-lucky person, but at the same time, I don't think so. And I think the gun community means many things. And just because you're nice, and just because probably everybody watching this stream is nice, it doesn't mean everybody else is. So I want you guys to realize that when you're out there talking to each other and hanging out with each other, whether it's online, which is how most people hang out today, considering how it's illegal in most places in countries like China for people to have mass gatherings, and also places like, the United States. And in many of these 50 states, governors, tyrannical, power hungry, and otherwise have made it where you can't hang out so much. So you hang out online and you think you're there with just everyone's going to be good, nice people. And they might be good people. They might be. I don't know. But they're sure not so nice. And they're mean. And mean people suck. And I'm not embarrassed to say that. I don't like mean people. I don't like mean-spirited people. So I just figured I'd let you guys know that just as encouragement. That's literally why I'm going through all this. If you thought it was just you that notices, in Facebook that you put one little post out and it's just hate, 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 nasty, nasty, nasty. No, it's not just you. It's happening. It's reality. So I want to have encouragement on this stream, and that's what I'm going to do, which is what I've always done. In just a few minutes, I'm going to say hi to some more people, read some of these generous super chats I see that came in, and we're going to talk about a few things that hopefully will answer some of your questions about ammo. Whether you're new, whether you're old, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I've got people in here that I love that are 90 years old, that are, according to Susan, 18, but I know some of the parents let their younger ones watch, and that's why I try not to curse and keep this a family-friendly show. So, Curtis Reynolds, $50 super chat. Wow, man, that's awesome. I appreciate it. He says, I just bought a new barrel for my 7mm Rem Mag and a bunch of ammo for it. No problem finding 7mm Rem Mag ammo. 22 is a dime a dozen, and 5, 6, and 9mm is common and available online. Yes, it is available. And 7mm Rem Mag, that's an awesome round, by the way. Many people say, and I agree, that'll kill any game in North America, right? There's really nothing you're going to run into that you're going to have a problem with if you're out hunting, whether it be medium game, large game, deer, anything you're going to find around here, right? So that's an awesome round. Bear. Some people, depending where they live, depending where they shop online, are having a problem with 22, 5, 6, and 9mm. But here's what the real problem is, and I think this is what Curtis is getting at. They can't find it for the price that it was 6 months ago. So that gets conflated into, I can't find it at all. And these are two different things. So I'm not going to perpetuate this ammo shortage by saying, guys, you can't find it anywhere. The sky's falling. No, you can. You don't have to take my word for it right now. Look back at my past videos, because I've taken the time to try to share places to find ammo for, twice what it was. Twice what it was before this plague, right? But it is still available and it's still out there. So people probably should stop acting like the sky's falling and that you can't get it, because you probably can. It's just you might not want to spend what it's currently going for. So, and there is two different things going on here. And I saw, okay, where's it at here? Jameson Hurley with the super chat, just because. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. And I am funding this channel out of my own money. If you guys haven't noticed, I don't have videos that say sponsored by so-and-so and this and that. Not because of the lack of offers, just because I don't want that. Because I'm still out there, and I was 15 minutes late tonight cutting grass so that I can come on here and I can talk about what I want. And I don't have to be ultra politically correct. I can say what I want because I don't have any puppet masters pulling strings. Now, we all do to a point, okay? Of course, I have to, please the crown of Susan. And there's certain words that you can't say on here because words are not free on this platform or many platforms in America. And I could rebel just once and go out in a big flurry of smoke, and then the channel be gone, and you guys would have to watch a stream with a more boring intro that didn't sing a custom song for you, and then it would just suck, right? So, but yeah, you definitely have to sit there and speak in like coded algorithms now. It's an algorithm, and the algorithm is, I'm just going to leave it at that. The algorithm I, capital S is. Kevin Rasmussen, what's happening, man? And Kevin's seen me in Lansing. He's met me in Lansing. I met him, however you want to look at it. What a good guy, man. It was encouraging seeing you there and so many other people. And thank you, man. No, I don't think there's anything deep and for philosophical about me, but I have been learning a lot lately. I didn't have to go to Harvard Law School to learn it, because I think all that learns you is how to be a corrupt politician. But no, I've just been sitting back watching, and I'm like, what the heck's going on here? And I'm like, there's a lot going on. What's happening, Flying Rich? How you doing, man? Edward Kent, what's happening, Edward? How you doing, man? Semper Paratus, wonder if Mrs. 2AEDU took Aunt Jemima to the pantry. No, she didn't. And I'm not quite ready to talk about it yet because I do want to talk about ammo because nothing in this channel is clickbait, guys. But hold on, Semper. She's right here. And in a few minutes, because I genuinely try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and many people are very low effort on the internet, and I've already thoroughly addressed Aunt Jemima and why she's on the channel. It's displayed with love and support. Oh, I've had about 100 comments in the last week. Racist, racist, racist. Bigot, bigot, bigot. They called me a Southern boy like it's an insult. Well, here's the thing. I would take that as a compliment, guys, but I can't because I'm not fake. I'm not Southern. I live in Michigan, but whatever. I mean, I do like Southern people, and a lot of really good Southerners in here. So shout out to all of you guys out there, guys and gals, good old boys and good old gals. That's who I hang out with. No, but you know what? I don't have to do this. I don't have to do anything. Neither do you guys. But you know what I'm going to do? Just because I'm going to give a couple of these people the benefit of the doubt and say, well, yeah, they're ignorant. They're completely ignorant, but it might not be because they're a mean person. It might be because they're just kind of lazy and low effort. And it's easier to get the keyboard out and clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clackety-clack, clack, 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 clack. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Boy, them keyboard keys, they're melting down, guys. They're wearing out. They're typing 500 miles a minute. But instead of getting a real job as like a court recorder where you can make a lot of money by typing as fast as you can, no, they just choose to type out hate. And they want to hate me for this. Okay? And ironically, and this is ironic and it's sad, that the reason why I have and I support is because I did something that you'd think is common sense. It's not quite common anymore. And I actually went out and I did some research. Imagine that. And I cited my sources, but that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. And some people are so hateful they don't deserve a response. But one or two people, I'll be honest with you guys, one or two people very politely came in and they said, you know what? I'm just going to talk about it right now. And this is going to give me a timestamp that I can take and just have my moderators or friends of the channel that have time to read all the hate and vitriol to just send them a timestamp. So I'll talk about it right now. I shouldn't have to, and I'm not trying to bore you guys, but we'll talk about ammo in a minute. But I'm going to talk about Aunt Jemima again. And after this, I don't need to talk about her again because I have nothing to apologize for, guys. And I'm not going to apologize. There's nothing to apologize it about. But simply this. A couple people did come in rather hateful, but with a touch of politeness. And if they even have a touch of politeness, I'll indulge them right here. And they said, hey, 2AEDU, been watching your videos. Watched 100 of them. You were my favorite channel. Loved you to death, man. And I thought you were cool. And I'm very saddened that I have to leave this channel right now. And I can never come back because you're a very hateful man. And you have so much hate in your heart. And you displayed the syrup. So I have to leave. And I'll never be back. And it really saddens me. Well, here's the thing. Maybe some of them were telling the truth. And I don't want people to be sad that they can never watch my channel again. I mean, some of the videos are pretty good on here, I think. I mean, if I have to say so myself. So I didn't want to rob these people of the experience of never getting to watch a video again. So one last time, and this will be the last time, I will indulge. I'll even provide links to low effort people who don't go back and watch my videos because just like a lot of you guys have probably noticed in real life, you guys have probably noticed in real life a lot of times, so much easier just to hate, isn't it? It takes a little effort, you know. Some people... Look, everybody thinks of their problems. I have the worst problems. You have no idea what it's like to be me. Well, you know what? Nobody knows that for sure. Nobody knows whose problems are worse. Nobody knows what kind of day somebody had. Just because somebody's smiling when they do a video and they're having a great time when they do the video, that doesn't mean their life's perfect, okay? Just because you want to project something, just because you, and I don't mean literally you guys, I just mean you as in like these people out there, these beings. I don't want to stereotype anybody and call them people, okay? So these things, these people that be, these things that be, just because you have hate in your heart and just because you might have some racial animosity, maybe there's people out there that don't like black people. Maybe. I don't know anybody like that, to be honest with you. I really don't because I don't really get to know those. There might be people out there that hate white people, and I don't really know any of them either, but there might be. But just because you might hate me, don't assume that I hate you, okay? And don't assume, okay, that there's stuff that might have happened 160 years ago or more that if I was alive then, but let me be quite frank, because apparently some people are so ignorant they don't even look long enough. Okay? I might not be the best looking guy. I might look young for my age. I might look old, but I assure you, anybody with enough brain cells to clock out hate on their keyboard should realize I'm not 160 years old. But if I was, I probably would have been trying to change things that were wrong that happened back then. I also wasn't alive during Plessy v. Ferguson. And I wasn't even alive during Brown v. Board of Education. Okay? And the facts of the matter is, I wasn't alive for any of that. And there was nothing I could do about it. Right? And what would have you done about it to the haters out there if you were alive back then? What would have you done? Would have you done anything? Because I'll tell you what, there's injustices right now as we speak that I am trying to do stuff about. I believe we have a tyrannical governor in Michigan, and I've gone to the steps of Lansing more than once, more than twice, and I'm going to be there again on August 14th. I've tried to get Michigan constitutional amendments passed, even though people would way, way, way rather watch videos on ammo shortages and guns. I get that. I've had candidates on here that I thought could make a change, and I've tried to expose you guys to what the process is with voting. I've done a lot of that. And I'll assure you guys, if there is something going on right now in this country, they call it systemic. They call it many things. If it is going on, I'm not aware of it. I haven't seen it because nobody I hang out with is like that. Nobody I know is like that. And I don't know what happens in this whole world. I can't keep track of it, but I just keep track of myself and what I can do. And I just try to love everybody. And if that person just won't let you love them, then just move on, because there's somebody a lot better than them that will actually appreciate you caring. So that's what I do. See, these viewers and haters, they have an advantage. They watch my channel. They get to see me. And that is me opening up some of my privacy and myself to you, which I'm glad to do, because I've met beautiful, awesome people, okay? But they get to hide behind the keyboard. And you know what's ironic about this? I have no idea what color the people are that watch my channel. And if somebody wants to brag about their race and they're proud of their race, go for it. I don't care. You can tell me what color you are, but you don't have to, because I really don't care. Okay? But in 2020, we have something called cancel culture. I don't want to see anybody get canceled. I don't want to see good people get canceled. Now, there's some bad things that should be canceled, like some of these things that go on, and I have to watch out because Susan hones into this channel and all of these types of channels. There's stuff that goes online with minors and they call them rings and these things. Yeah, that needs canceled. That needs to go. That's bad. But in my opinion, and we can disagree. In my opinion, Aunt Jemima doesn't need to go. She doesn't need to go at all. And if somebody's not, I guess if somebody's too low effort to listen to the beginning part of my little monologue or rant or whatever you want to call it, let me just be blunt before I get into this. Yes, I'm white. Yes, I have blue eyes. Yes, I have red hair. I'm a really nice guy, and I do anything for you, and that's what most of my videos are. And no, I'm not racist. There you go. It's done. It's over with. I don't need to say it again. I don't owe you anything except for the fact that I'm just going to take the high road on this and let you guys know. There you go. I opened up. I'm proud of the color of my skin. I don't want to denounce it, but even if I did, I can't and I won't. And you should be proud of the color of your skin. And anybody that tells you that God didn't make you good, they're wrong. And he who is without sin can cast the first stone, okay? Just look at them and say, boy, I wish I could be perfect like you. And just laugh and go hang out with good people who will support you. Because I assure you, there's a whole heck of a lot better good people out there. Better and good people than there are haters. So if you guys want to hate me, that's fine. I'm still not going to hate you. I'm just not going to have time for you, and there is a difference. Aunt Jemima, she's an icon. She's been on the front of this syrup, which is delicious and quite tasty, and has been a mainstay in people's home for a very, very long time. So if you go back to the 1800s, around the year 1890 to be specific, They were looking for what they called a brand ambassador. We have brand ambassadors all the time. A popular shoe company has a person that kneels for the flag as their brand ambassador, and that's what they want to represent their company, right? Now, everyone has an aunt out there, right? Or even an uncle, because here's the thing. Look, the women are going to get mad, whatever, but it's not just women that can cook. A lot of guys can too, but here's the thing. A lot of us have an aunt out there, our mom, our grandma. In my case, it's my lovely wife. Not only is she the most beautiful woman ever, but she's a great cook. And we all have that aunt that's a great cook, right? Aunt Jemima. 1890. They were looking for a spokesperson. A model. Model, right? That they wanted to promote their brand. Now, this was fresh off of slavery. In many people's eyes back then, I would have done everything I could to change it, guys, if I was alive back then, but I just wasn't. I'm old, but I ain't quite that old. They weren't even hardly considered people by some. Greatest government of self-governance of the people by the people, but not perfect. Not perfect. No one with a clear head can say it's not been without flaws. There's been flaws in our system of government and in our country. But you know what? There was a time when some people wanted to move on. And the very first thing, see, this Aunt Jemima isn't just a patronizing thing. This isn't just a made-up fictitious character. No, actually, Aunt Jemima was a real person. In fact, she was like about a dozen different people. Real, living, breathing people, just like you and I, and maybe even some of these trolls that are really good at using their keyboard. But I'm not quite sure if they have a pulse or not. But Aunt Jemima, it was actually real people. And I heard that they're going to cancel it and that they're going to get rid of Aunt Jemima off the bottle of syrup. And they use big words like antebellum and this and that. And okay, that's fine. If people want to have hate in their heart like that, they can, I guess, even though I don't want to be around them. And I don't. I'm not around those people. Don't even know anybody like that. But Aunt Jemima, let's get this out in the open, was a real person, real people. And I have an article here. It's from WBUR. Look it up. I'm not going to provide the link. You know why I'm not going to provide the link? Because people need to put at least a little effort forth. If I can spend hours doing these videos just to have fun and hang out, somebody can just look this up. Just Google it, okay? I could provide the link. I'm just not going to. But since I'm a nice guy, I'm going to explain this one more time. And this is an article talking about the rebranding of Aunt Jemima and how they're trying to cancel people like Mrs. Green, who was one of the real Aunt Jemima. She was a model. She became successful, loved by many people, going to the World Fair. If you went to the World Fair, the late 1800s or early 1900s, there was nothing bigger than that. I've heard they're getting rid of history, so for all you young folks out there, quick history lesson. The World Fair, it still exists, but that was a big deal. If you were at the World Fair featured, that was like about the epitome of fame you could have, right? A lady named Mrs. Green, born a slave, became the first brand ambassador of Aunt Jemima, and she's what started who Aunt Jemima was, and in people's memories and with their love and families that are still alive, because this was a long time ago, but the descendants are still alive today. That's when the real person, Mrs. Green, Google it, it's a real thing, became the first brand ambassador for Aunt Jemima. And you know what she did after that? And I doubt Mrs. Green and I probably voted the same way, even though the parties are a lot different now than they were back then. We might not agree with almost anything, but I will tell you something that she did. She took her fame, her fortune, because she made a lot of money and got a lot of fame, and so did all these ladies. These were celebrities, right? She took her fame and fortune and she literally used it after she was the Aunt Jemima role as a brand ambassador, and she used that to promote the black race, because in that time period there was, look, it might be bad now. I'm not trying to say it's not bad now, okay? I get it. You guys can decide that for yourself, but it really was like really, really bad in the late 1890s with a lot of civil rights. For the rest of her life, she was a huge civil rights advocate, and she helped promote equal rights for what they at that time called colored people, people of color, blacks. You know, you guys know what I'm saying, right? She fought for the advancement of people that had certain color skin. And she fought for equal rights, that all men are endowed by their creator, right? Unalienable rights. Amongst these are life, liberty, and the peace of, and the pursuit of happiness. And she fought for that. And there's something admirable about that. She's part of the legacy that's Aunt Jemima, and she did a lot to promote African American rights. And I respect her for that. And that's one of the reasons I don't want to see this go away. But don't take my word for it. We're going to go real quick through the article. I'm going to read through it. One of the families of one of the ladies that was Aunt Jemima. And here's how the article starts. This is a lady named Lillian Richard. Shown this before, but I'm showing it again for the last time. So take a picture, guys. Lillian Richard giving a pancake demonstration about 1930 in Mineola, Texas. Shout out to all the Texas viewers, by the way. You guys are some good people. There she is, real person. Her name's Lillian Richard. Black, good looking, good personality, famous, more famous than any of us will ever be, let's face it. Grand ambassador. She was one of the Aunt Jemimas. And here's how it starts. Quaker Oats announced earlier this month it's rebranding Aunt Jemima, pancake mix, and syrup because of its racist history. I'm going to add something to this, by the way, that a viewer added, and I think it's something to opine on and think about. If Quaker was so politically correct, and they're not just all about the money, and it was this racist, hypothetically say it was, because according to the family of Mrs. Richard, which I'm about to get to, it wasn't. But even if it was, hypothetically, why are they just now doing it in 2020, now that cancel culture is cool, cancel culture sells, and that we're kneeling for the flag? Apparently sells more shoes, because that's what this big company does that I won't even say their name because I don't support people. I support kneeling before God and standing for the American flag. And you know what? I'll get hate for that, but I don't care, guys, because I just have to be myself. I'll kneel before God and I'll stand before the American flag. Stand. Unless I'm crippled, I'll sit at a wheelchair and I'll still take my hat off. And that's the way it's going to be. And if you want this channel to be different, then go watch another one, because I'm not going to apologize for or take that back. All right, Aunt Jemima. Well, Vera Harris, Richard's niece, this real woman, Lillian Richard, Aunt Jemima, her niece, still alive today. While Vera Harris, Richard's niece, supports the decision, okay, and Black Lives Matter movement. So she's black and she supports Black Lives Matter. Whatever, that's what she wants to do. That's fine. Aunt Jemima represents a part of history for her family and the town of Hawkins, Texas. In quotes, erasing my Aunt Lillian Richard would erase a part of history, said Harris, who serves as a family historian for the Richard family of Hawkins. All the people in my family are happy and proud of Aunt Lillian and what she accomplished. So those that want me to take this down and want this canceled, that's fine. You know, you can hate Lillian Richard, and you can hate Mrs. Green, and you can hate all that these people accomplished for black civil rights if you want, and you can use that hate in your heart to cancel it, but I don't hate these people, and I'm not going to take it down because I don't have hate in my heart. But if you do, that's fine, but I'm not going to listen to you because I'm going to stand with the family that's speaking right here, okay? It says, starting in the World's Fair in 1893, a formerly enslaved woman named Nancy Green was the first to travel around the country wearing an apron and bandana as Aunt Jemima. Like I said earlier, guys, not making this stuff up. Richard, this is back to Lillian here, served as one of the 12 brand ambassadors starting in 1925 in Hawkins, a historical marker dedicated to her, commemorating how she made a career during the time when black women had very few opportunities. And opportunity this did provide, by the way. When Richard turned 20, she went to Dallas to look for work during a time when most jobs for black women were domestic maids and cooks. Hey, nothing wrong with being a cook, guys. I was a cook a certain portion of my life. Harris says, Quaker Oats discovered Richard and offered her an ambassador job. Okay? I think she was excited about it because, first off, it was a job, Harris said, and she would get to go around to give demonstrations at fairs and stores and other public places. To help keep her aunt's legacy alive, Harris says her family hopes Quaker Oats comes out with a commemorative box to recognize the many women who portrayed Aunt Jemima over the years. The back of the box could list their names and put a spotlight on one of the women each month, she suggests. That's not 2A EDU talking right now. I'm quoting the niece of one of the real Aunt Jemimas, by the way. Harris would like to see the box include a photo of her aunt dressed as Aunt Jemima with a scarf, but also a photo of Richard looking like herself to show people a complete picture. Okay, these are real people. She was an intelligent, young, vital, beautiful black woman that took the job. She understood the times she lived, and she just wanted to work, she says. As a child, Harris' family told her about her aunt's portrayal of Aunt Jemima. Richard is buried near Harris' parents, so the family hopes to continue celebrating her legacy. And I'm trying to continue that too. So that's why this bottle's here. Quaker Oats didn't consult the Richard family before announcing their decision to rebrand, but Harris says they have since reached out to the company about preserving Richard's legacy. After all, Richards and the other black woman who played Aunt Jemima helped build the Quaker Oats brand. So yeah, they used the black people who used their success to help promote civil rights, by the way, to help other black people. They used them to make money, which is fine. That's just called business. You pay somebody for their talents, their attributes. They make you some money. You pay them some money. That's fine. Except for now, in my opinion, to virtue signal, they just wiped it away. I'm going to find out there's family members here that are kind of, right, that are kind of pretty put off by the fact that they would just erase somebody like that they loved. And she goes to continue and says, for that, I think Quaker Oats owes them a large gratitude of thanks, she says. And that's basically the end of the article. So I think I got all of it here. So there you go, guys. It's called cancel culture. And some people think that since I'm a certain color, I shouldn't be allowed to talk about this. Oh, really? How draconian of you. How segregated of you. How nasty of you. Because you know what? I wouldn't dream, and I never have, and I never will tell you can't talk about something because of the color of your skin, because we can all talk about what we want. So there you go. So this is here with love. It's here for support, okay? And that's why it's here. And namely to stand up for the Richard family who doesn't want to see their aunt's legacy canceled, gone, and forgotten about. And this is here right now. I'll show you guys real quick. These are my new 2A EDU stickers. I just wanted a chance to display those. I think they look pretty cool. All you Patreon supporters, my wife's working on those in the next couple days to get them out to you guys. I have most of your addresses. If you guys have been leaving super chats and helping the channel out that way, send me a quick email, all right? I'll put my email right here. All right. Yeah, send me an email because it's hard. The reason why Patreon's easy for me, guys, is it just gives me a list of addresses. But yeah, I do have these out. I am going to be sending you guys a couple of these. So that's why that was there. And you know what? The different props, if you will, on the set might come and go and change due to different reasons. But right now, I'm still supporting the Richard family and keeping the legacy of their aunt and trying to respect their wishes alive. And it's just something I feel like doing right now. So there you go. What have we got going on right now, guys? Again, there's some awfully hurt people in here hating, and so that's fine. Fine, but I put it up with love and I put it up with support, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore just because who wants to hear the same thing every week, right? All right. I'm taking a look, guys. I didn't look at the chat for quite a while. If you want to say something to me specifically, if you type in @2AEDU, I'll see it in orange. Of course, the super chats I see very easily because it puts them up on top. And I'm scrolling back. If I missed somebody's super chat, I'm so sorry. If I did, just say, hey, @2AEDU, I missed, you missed my super chat. And let me know what you said, and I'll definitely give you a shout out. The way they have this chat is I can only scroll up so high. I don't know how I can go back to the beginning. Muscles Mouse says, I hate haters. And, I get what you're saying, man. It's not that I hate haters. Just don't have time for them, okay? Just don't have time for them. Too many good people out there. And many people that, reciprocate a little bit back, that I don't just feel like, they're just like a drain and they're like a leech on you. Like, man, come on, get a hold of yourself. And if you can't, just stay away. I don't have time for you. Is that kind of how some of you guys have been looking at some of these people lately? Papardello, hey, how's it going, man? Tristan, much respect. Thank you. A-Dub says, the Critical Drinker on YouTube had a great monologue on cancel culture and altering films history a few weeks ago. I will definitely look into that. Apple Pie, how's it going? She says, he's on a rant about Jemima. I was, and I know it's a couple minutes delay. And it's not really a rant. It's just, I'm literally like, look, guys, you guys know where I'm coming from, right? I shouldn't have to do it again, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, people, that they're low effort. I get it. But some of them probably are good people and nice people that just are confused somehow. They listen to something on the fake news because the fake news is prolific. It's everywhere. And they automatically did something like stereotyping me, right? So I'm going to give those people the benefit of the doubt because I did. And this is the truth. And if any of you guys are watching this, shout out to you. I had a couple people out there that they came in and they were not so nice. They called me names. Some people made fun of the color of my skin. Some people made fun of my body type. All kinds of things. Sexual orientation. Yeah, nothing's off limits nowadays, guys. This is the internet. Just keep that in mind. But then they said, you know what, man, but I don't want to believe it because I always liked you and I thought you were a good dude and now I have to leave the channel. So I wasted my time, I thought, typing out paragraphs. And I took a paragraph thing and copied and pasted it to like 100 people. And like 3 or 4 actually came back and they're like, now that I see what's going on here, I had no idea, they said. I had no idea there was really a Mrs. Richards and that our family was upset. I had no idea there was a Mrs. Green. Dude, you're awesome, man. We still are friends. I still love you. And just for those 3 people and the 3 people in the future, that's why I just spent this time, to be honest with you guys. JB and Water says, I can start another tab and scroll through everything. I might be able to, and I'll try to figure out how to do that. It's just hard, guys. There's a lot more of you guys than there's me. So it's hard to even keep track at all. So I'm doing my best. Flying Rich, thanks, man. He says, thank you for putting a smile on my face. No problem, dude. You guys make me smile every day because here's the thing. I'm only talking about some of the haters out there to offer you guys encouragement. Don't even think I'm complaining. Are you kidding me? I get like 1,000 comments a day on this channel. You guys are like really, really cool. Like I love it when you guys say nice things to me. Who doesn't, right? I mean, of course. But watching you guys give each other advice, I'm like, there's a gal in Pennsylvania, for example, and I don't know if either of you are watching, but she's like, I really want a G3C. I don't like to buy online, but I can't find one. This guy comes in and says, this specific store in Pennsylvania had 3. I bought 1. There's 2 left. Not sure what town you're in, and he gave her directions. Like, that puts a smile on my face, just watching you guys help each other out. So, constantly smiling. I just wanted to let you guys know that if you feel that they're just dogpiling on you and there's vitriol and there's hate, yes, there is, but you just need to move on from it because it's just not worth it, right? Carlos Rodriguez, hello from South Texas. What's up, man? I'll give Texas another shout out. But you know who the real shout out goes to? Michigan. Despite my terrible, horrible, offensive Michigan accent, the real shout out does go to Michigan. But Texas, you guys are a great honorable mention, okay, to the state of Michigan. I'll give you guys that. Denny, I'm with you. Thanks, Denny, and I'm with you too, man. Curtis Reynolds, why is anybody hating on 2A EDU? I have nothing but love for him and people, of every kind, even haters. I just don't want to be with you. And that's exactly what I said. And like Mateo said, if you guys like the channel at all, you can give me a like for free. There's 200 people watching. There's 126 likes. So I'm going to call you guys out for being just a little stingy on them free thumbs up. So now I'm just reminding you because I know you guys forget. I know the way the phone app works is you have to actually hide chat for just a second. I know the chat's better than the show. Hide it for a second, give it a thumbs up, and then you can open the chat back up. And hang out with the real stars of the show, which are all the people in the chat. JB and Water too. Yep, you said the thing. The other tab. I will try to figure that out. David Harris, thanks, man. Keep up the good work. After watching your videos on the SDS 1911 A1, I bought one. I like my SDS 1911 A1s because there's 2. I like the 45 so much, I bought the 9mm. So I think great choice, especially for the money. And even in today's price, it's jacked up $100 what I paid for it, but it's still about the only gun for under 400. It's decent, right? Apple Pie, I love you. And I love you too, sweetheart. I love all of you guys. I mean, seriously, guys, gals, girls, you guys know what I'm saying. Haters, you're all good too. Susan even likes the haters, actually. Susan even does. That's what's funny about it. So I guess I should thank them for their helping out the channel, because they actually do. Kathleen Music Lover, we all know you're an ammo sexual. You guys got me, okay? Can you guys believe that? Like, dude, seriously, I get on here, I talk about guns. My sexuality has been questioned. Now that's sick, because whatever. That's a hater. That's a hater. Like, really? I mean, it's sick, just like that person's sad. They're sick. Tristan, black guns matter. Yes, they do. Black guns matter. Black people matter. Look, there's all kinds of stuff that matters. Haters? Whatever. You don't matter. Semper Paratus, you are almost worth your weight in gold. Well, maybe silver. Duh, keep it up, bro. I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm worth my weight in. Dude, it's corrosive. It won't. Guys, you guys get it, right? The ones that are here. It's called a joke. It's called a prank. I have to have fun once in a while, okay? Like, why do people do things? They do it just to try to maybe help the world be a little bit better place. And I think that's why a lot of us do things we do in life. Probably, right? We're not going to change the world, but we might be able to just make it one grain of sand a better place. And we try. That's a motivation to do things. Another motivation would be money. Yeah, this channel is actually expensive, but I'm not motivated by money, guys. Or you try to have a little bit of fun, or maybe a combination of a couple of those. And once in a while, just as it starts to feel like it might be work. Like, I'm out here trying to talk about ammo and telling people how to get ammo, typing out paragraphs of stuff to people. Because how many people do you guys even know? Now, this is a small channel. I get it, but it's not as small as it used to be. How many people do you even know that'll put responses to everyone they can? And still get hate because they did a prank and tried to have fun? Now, look, there was nothing in that video that was a lie, and all of you guys that are here, and any sane people would know that, because all the haters have already left. So, not talking to you guys, I'm just venting to you. And not really, because I don't care, but just explaining what goes on behind the scenes. Okay. First of all, nothing was a lie in the video, and I think you know that. I literally bought this for 4.1 cents. And yes, it's 9mm. And no, there's not only one type of 9mm. Just because somebody out there is new and thinks that 9mm only means one thing, guess what? I'm not new, and I know that there's probably 30 different types of 9mm. And if I am exaggerating, it's because there's only like probably 21 or 27 types. I haven't counted, but there's a lot of types of 9mm. So just because somebody thought 9mm Luger, Parabellum, 9x19, 9. Oh, by the way, even what we call regular 9 has like 5 different names. Oh boy. And for those that thought that there was only one, sorry, but it was a little prank and I was joking around. I'm not sorry that I did the prank. I won't apologize for that. I can have fun if I want. I'm apologizing like, sorry that you're so ill-informed and ignorant and that your life's so hateful. I kept the joke going for 50 seconds and then made it clear it was a joke, but there was some educating in that video. And I just wanted to have a little fun, because let me back up. It started to feel like work for the last couple of weeks, because I put out a video saying, here's where you can find ammo. Here's this type of ammo. Here's that type of ammo. And I'm typing responses. I'm getting emails. And the more I try to help people, there's 100 people that are very thankful. But it was still taking a lot of my time, and it's worth it, or I wouldn't be here with you guys right now. But then the hate would come in, you know. I hate you because you don't pronounce a certain word, and your Michigan accent sucks, and you don't know how to speak. And this is a video where I helped 28,000 people find ammo for a price that wasn't $100 a box, but they got nasty. And I said, you know what? I'm not mad. It didn't hurt my feelings, but I just want to have a little bit of fun right now. So I had a little bit of fun, okay? Had a little bit of fun, but I never lied. And I did answer a question that many have been asking me. So if there's anyone here right now that couldn't get past the first minute, I'll answer it. They said, well, I'm finding 9mm Makarov ammo for sale at these different places. 9 Makarov. Is that just a funny way of saying 9? They'll ask me, and I'm like, no, totally different round. Or others will say, well, I see it's 9 Makarov. Can I still shoot it in my regular 9? Now, I get it, guys. It's fine. You can use that parlance if you want. You can talk however you want, right? I'm not a man of fancy words. If you want to say regular 9, I get it. But the truth is, there is no such thing as regular 9. Like, what's regular 9? I don't know. What country do you live in? What do you shoot? What do you collect? There is no regular 9. There's 9x19, and that's usually what they mean. But guys will say, can I shoot this 9mm Makarov out of my quote-unquote regular 9? And it's like, no, you can't. And that's actually, besides me having fun for like less than 1 minute, that's what the video is about. Teaching people, no, you can't. But by the way, these are available, and they're 4.1 cents a piece, and it's true, and it's brass, and yeah, the primer might be corrosive. Can you reload it? I don't know. As soon as I say you can't reload it, someone's going to tell me they know how. That's how it is with reloading. So, no, you can't reload it. Yeah, you can. You can decide that for yourself. What can you do with this? I don't know. You can do whatever you want with it. But I'm going to do a couple shooting videos with it to show you guys a few ideas. But yeah, it's real ammo, and it's really 9mm. And then I did a review of 3 separate guns that you don't really see talked about a lot. I mean, the CZ82 is fairly common. The Makarov's fairly common. I showed a PM63 rack, which there's not many in the country. So I reviewed 3 guns. I told a lot of people who kept having the same questions that no, 9mm Makarov is not compatible with regular 9, the regular 9, right? So yeah, I was trying to, help people out. Yeah, I had a little fun. Yeah, I pranked. Ooh, it wasn't funny. Okay, it's not funny. Some people said it was funny, though. You guys know what I'm saying, right? They call it the fan club. That's what I call it. It's called the 2A EDU fan club. Now, you guys aren't fans because that would imply like I'm something to look up to. No, you guys are just my people, my friends, right? That's who you guys are. But the fans, they come in and they love the channel so much that they just can't help it to themselves to get jealous, and then they ding, 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 whatever. We call it the fan club, right? Linda Young says, I think you're funny. Well, thank you, Linda. Tristan says, hey, if you got 10 haters now, you need to find a way to get 12 by next week for real. Yeah, exactly. Because the old saying goes, if somebody's not hating you, then you're probably not doing anything right, or you're not doing anything worthwhile, right? Whatever. JB and Water says, look up 3. Lots and lots of chat here. If you guys wants to say something to me, go ahead. Say at 2A EDU. David Harris says, that's only because they fear they are gay. I don't know if they fear. See, I don't care. This goes back to this again, okay? I don't care if you're black or white or gay or straight or old or young, or it's like, really, I don't care. Mean people suck. I don't like to be around mean people. Good people are good people, and I do like to be around. Like, literally. Why can't we just sum it up that? Okay. Mean? No. Nice? Yes. There's really no other question you need to ask, because if you're nice and you're a good person, the other stuff will work itself out in the long run. And no, that doesn't mean we should all be the same, and we should never be the same, because that's what big tech and social media and the government wants, is for us all just to be the same. No, but when 2 nice people disagree, they might even passionately scream and yell for a minute, or they might not. It's just up to you how you want to spar with your loved ones or your friends online or wherever. But if you're nice, it's going to work itself out in the end. If you're not nice, game over, not even worth it. Just like, it's not even like get out of here. It's like, you're not even here. Like, you were never here, so I can't even kick you out. That's really how I look at it. And I think that's how maybe some of you guys should maybe start looking at it. Now, I don't mean should, like I'm telling you what to do, but just think about it that way. Like, oh, you're mean? You're nobody. Okay. Since they don't exist anymore, let's move on. This guy, this gal, they're pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And I am going to talk about ammo in just a few minutes. These guys will say, oh, the title was clickbait. The title was clickbait. Look, guys, The video about the 4.1 cents around, that was a prank. That's a joke. I titled these streams before. I get talking. They go where they go. This is a live show. This is having fun. I am going to talk about ammo tonight. Is it going to be in the second half of the show? Yeah. Do I care how many people watch this video? No, but kind of. And here's why. Do I care how big the number is? No. But I do kind of care because, like, look, if there's like 10 cool people in the chat, that's awesome. But if there's 100 cool people in the chat, that's like 10 times better. And I look at the chat and I'm always glancing at it out of the corner of my eye. And when I see how cool you guys' conversations are, that's what makes it worth it. So only in that, more people the merrier, right? But other than that, I don't care. I don't care. Look, I have fun taking part in other people's giveaways and they're celebrating when they get to numbers, and I celebrate with them, and I love it. You guys have never seen a 100 subscribers video on here, or 1,000, or 5,000, or 10, or 15, or 20, because I'm not a numbers person, okay? If you guys haven't realized that, I'm just kind of more of a people person. There's two types of brains out there, and we need both, and they're both awesome, but numbers I'm not. But you guys will see. You guys will see. People will come back later on. If I stay on Susan's good side tonight, you know, she'll suggest this to people, and they'll come in and they'll say, this is nothing but clickbait. He said ammo in the title, and he didn't talk about it for the whole 2 hours and 15 minutes. He's not everything I want him to be. Of the 100 things that could make a person, he's only 99. But since that 1% isn't exactly what I want it to be, look, if you want somebody to be a certain way, go for it. Look in the mirror. Make yourself what you've always wanted to be. I can't be what anybody wants me to be. And neither of you guys should try to be anybody but yourself. Because even if you have kids, even if they look like you, if they don't, now if they look like the mailman, you might be in trouble, okay? But other than that, they might look like you, but you can't even make your kids be like you, and you shouldn't try. Because if you do, they're probably going to do the exact opposite, and that'd be kind of a cruel thing anyways, to take a beautiful individual that's going to have their own life, right? That's going to include you in it, but also many other things, to try to make them be like you. That's a selfish thing to do. Now, should we instill values into our children? Yes. But we don't literally want even our own kids to be exactly like us. So why would somebody in their mom's basement, clickety-clack, clack, clack, right? Why would they even want me to be like them? And if I was like them, I'd probably get as many people watching my videos as they do, which is absolutely zero, because they don't even have the balls to do videos. And if they did, people would hate it so bad no one would watch it, because mean people suck. And that's not a partisan thing. Any like sane person would agree. So there you go. For anyone out there that wants me to be just like them. No, I'd rather not be like you, actually. The Tyven Show, what's happening, man? He said, hey, buddy, thanks for doing what you're doing. And thank you, sir. Tyven's been around the internet for a long time, probably longer than me, and he knows what's going on, don't you, Tyven? So thanks for the support, man. I appreciate it. And Flying Rich just came in. The Tyven Show. Yo, 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 homeboy. Oh, yeah. Tyven and Rich are homies, aren't they? Roy Hill says they'll get over it. David Harris says gingers are tricky. I don't know, man. I might, you know, I played a trick on people. I have to admit, I did a prank. Oh, man. Guys are like, for what? You did it to get the views. No, Wiki monetizes this crap 90% of the time within minutes. So for what? For the means to what ends? To get rich? No, I'm getting rich cutting grass. You guys know how rich people get. Look. He can only afford 2 shirts. No, I own like 12. They're just the same color, but oh, it's funny. Eric Ortiz says, hey, bud, thanks for the cast. And thanks for being here, Eric. Carlos says, since the Kung Pao chicken started, I have purchased a 380, another 40, a 9mm G3C, dude. Oh, man. You know what I think I'm in the mood to do this weekend? I think I want to do the G2C versus G3C video. I didn't do it right away. Would have it gotten more views if I would have done it like a month ago? Yeah. But no, how do I know which one I like better? I think I've had the G3C long enough now. I think I know which one I like better. Now, the real answer is going to be this. You guys are going to get the teaser. I like both, okay? And if you have one, you don't need to get rid of it to get the other. But I do have a favorite, and I have to leave you guys in suspense. I'm going to suspense bait you. You are now baited in. Look into my eyes. You must watch my upcoming. What does he like more? Bum, 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 bum. The G3C or the G2C? To be settled in Barcelona. I just dated myself. You guys remember that? Dan or Dave? To be settled in Barcelona. Shout out to all the people that are at least 40. The young kids are like, what the heck, man? I wanted you to be a millennial just like me. You're not a millennial. You remember the 90s. I'm out of here. This channel's junk. Mom, why didn't you restock the Mountain Dew, Mom? 280 sucks because now I'm out of Mountain Dew. And you're not a millennial just like me. And then they get on the keyboard. The Dan and Dave commercial because they're curious. But they're so mad. They're so mad because Mom, which is younger than me, forgot to restock their Mountain Dew. Oh. By the way, there's some good millennials out there too. Not many, but the couple that are in this chat, I love you guys. You guys are the good ones that hang out here. You guys are funny. I'm just kind of giving a quick yeah, I know. Like JB and Water says, some people assume I'm a gun shop. I'm not a gun shop, guys. I'm not a gun shop. I know of a great gun shop in Newport, Michigan. It's called Supermatch G&A. Okay. He's one of my best friends. If he closes the shop tomorrow, we'll still be friends, right? And yeah, he helps out the channel. Not like you guys think. He doesn't sponsor, but he helps me out like, hey, man, I have this gun you've been looking for. Okay. Do you want to come down and film this gun? Or, hey, if you want it, I'll sell it to you. Like, he helps me like that. You know, gave me some deals on ammo before that I paid for, but certainly a friendly deal. But no, I have no sponsorship, but that's the gun shop I shout out, and the one that I did back before I was even 2AEDU. Or for you longtime listeners, that other username, does anyone remember what it used to be? Corbin Dallas, what's happening? Says, do you have a Canik TP9? Yes, I do. And I barely showed it. I did show it, right? Like, will the G2C take Canik TP9 mags? You'll see it briefly in there. That's the original one, okay? What you younger folks call the OG. I didn't used to know what that meant, but I'm trying to get with the lingo. What you younger folk would call the OG, right? Canik. I have one of those. The Canik 55 TP9. I can't touch it because of Susan Wiki, but it's over there. And I also have another one that I need to do a review on very soon that's sitting right over there that I can't touch. Let's see here. Stiped American Patriot. What's happening? I like the little kitty avatar. Actually, that looks like a cat that's been hanging out in our backyard, doesn't it? What do you guys think? I like the G3 myself. A little bigger, but with the right holster, appendix is superior. And I did a Taurus G2C versus G3 because the G3C wasn't out yet. And I said, which one's the better one? Well, it depends. What are you using it for? So I hear you, man. It's not too big of a gun. Because see, here's the weird thing with Taurus. They call the G2C, they're compact, which is fine, but really it's a subcompact. It just is, if you think about it. And then even though the G3, they call it full size. When you put the flush fit 15-round mag, it's basically a compact. Glock 19 size, except for thinner. So it's actually smaller than a Glock 19. And that's been one of the most preferred concealed carries. So heck yeah, man. Carry that G3. I completely agree with you. Cave Dave's been around a long time, man. There's no way Cave Dave could have possibly agreed with everything I've said. I've gone on some epic rants people have told me on this. But he's still here, man. That means we love each other. You know what I'm saying? Cave Dave, he's been around a long time. So have a lot of you guys. I have no idea why, but I'll take it, right? I mean, who gets to hang out with 200 people at once on a Friday night? Actually, you guys do because you're all in here hanging out with each other. But besides us, not too many people. Michael Moran, are you mad, dude? There's no reason to be mad. We're all having fun tonight, dude. It's all good. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't have time to look through, but hopefully you have a better night, man. Dan Colville, love your show. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You've been around quite a while yourself. Kathleen Music Lover. Kathleen Music Lover. Are you gonna try to? You're not gonna do that whole Glock is better than Taurus thing, are you? I think maybe she is. See, I can razz her a little bit, okay? Because Kathleen, she's nice. She's not mean. She's nice, but she's not so nice. But she's not a snowflake. Give her a little bit of crap, and she'll, it's all good. Raymond Williams, thanks, Raymond. I appreciate it. He's like, this is the best 2A show Friday nights, or best show. Now, he's going to come back and say, wink, wink. He's the only show on Friday, guys. But I appreciate, no, thanks, Raymond. I appreciate it, man. Apple Pie, what are you wondering? Some of their websites confuse me. What are you confused about? I'll try to help out. I'm always trying to help people. I think it's fun. Because I get some people who truly appreciate it, and it's just like whatever, this is what I do. Even before the internet, if there was no internet, because I assure you one day this channel will be gone. They're not going to let conservatives and gun channels stay on here forever. Probably not much more, but I'll still be talking to people about guns, and I'll still be just standing at the gun shop the other day. A woman came in. She was talking. She didn't know much about guns at all, but she seemed nice. She seemed cool, and I tried to help her a little bit, and I said, you know what? I've got videos that literally answer your same questions, so maybe she's watching the channel now. Jordan Gardner says, hello from Denver, Colorado. What's up, man? Hello, Denver. Taurus is better than a sharp stick. Ooh, nah, you guys know I like Glocks. I like Tauruses. It's hard to get me in these wars because I'm kind of one of those that just likes almost all guns. You guys fall into that? I mean, that's the more expensive ways to go. Jim Smith is a millennial. He's one of the awesome millennials. What's happening, Jim Smith? No, I like millennials. Can't help but to make the little joke, though, because, see, some guys will come in and they'll say, man, you're old, blah, blah. No. I'm a little old, but I'm not too old. I'm much too young to be feeling this dang old sometimes, as much as I work. Let's see here. Haji Ortiz, how's it going, 2A? Good. How are you? Hopefully you're doing at least half as good as me. No, hopefully you're doing better than me. What am I saying? I'm just messing with you. Yeah, Glock is just a thing, right? Yeah. American, stiped American patriot. I get it. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I get it. They do have the distinct hump in the back. It's not whether the grip angle's off, even though that's what it feels like. It's the hump and it kicks your hand forward. Some people, when they feel it, there's nothing else. There's no substitute. That's the reason why some call it Glock perfection. Other people just can't get used to it. And that's fine. Now, if I would have said that 5 years ago, I would have had all the Glock tards and Glock haters. Love you Glock tards, by the way. Especially Uncle Dan. Is he in here? I'll call him a Glock tard, and he'll take it as a badge of honor. But that's because he's my friend. Now, you guys know what I'm saying. When the Glock tard ruled the internet, you get a lot of hate for saying that. But I think nowadays people get it. Look, is Glock the best gun ever? Maybe. Is the G2C the best gun ever? Maybe. Like, it's your personal choice. You just got to do what you got to do. Okay? Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying that all choices, an irresponsible choice is the same as a good choice. No. You will actually reap the rewards or the bad things that happen to you if you make a bad choice. So, no, it's not a good choice to either buy a Glock or a G2C. Hold on. Let me finish. They're like, oh, what the heck? No. Okay. I can't play pranks on you guys. It's not a good idea to buy a Glock or a G2C and not ever fire one round of ammo through it and then actually expect it to perform when seconds matter. You're responsible for your own life, the safety of your family, and police are minutes away, and they've been defunded, so they're at home watching the 2A EDU stream, right? So, yeah, any gun, there's certain things. Now, there might even be stats out there that say Glocks break less than Tauruses. I don't know that to be a fact, but maybe it is. But as long as you're making an educated decision and you've taken the time and you now feel that, look, I can trust this gun. I've done enough shooting. I've done enough research. I've taken it apart. I've gotten to understand it. You know when it's right. You guys know what I'm saying? It's like this. It's like a relationship with a woman or a man, depending which side you're on. Apparently, I have relationships with women and men. But anyways, I digress. When you just know, right? When you fall in love, you just know. You can't really explain it. It just happens. But then when the relationship's over, you just kind of know too. And you can't really explain that either. And these are good things, bad things. Sometimes when it's over is the good thing. Sometimes when it starts is the bad thing. Now, in my case, anybody in the past that I can't remember anymore. Them being over was the good thing because the perfect thing happened with my wife. So there you go. But you guys know what I mean. You just know it. There's just certain things in life you know, and that's kind of how I am with my guns. I'll shoot them. Kind of one day I'll know, like, I can trust this for self-defense. Now, can even that fail you? Yeah, so that's why I carry 2. So there you go. That's pretty much how I look at it. Show your due diligence, go through, and use your common sense. Now, if you're brand new to guns, I've done videos, literally, okay, where I'm showing you, like, this is what I do when I inspect a pistol, and maybe you'd like to do the same. This is how I break my pistol in. Maybe you'd like to do the same thing. So I try to help get people started a little bit, you know. Mark, yes, Mark just said a gut feeling. See, this happens, guys. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I think of some long end around way of saying something, and then some guy comes in here with like 2 words, and it's like, dude, you just spent 5 minutes to say 2 words. So thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. I saw a super chat here. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Sigrafix? Sig-R-A-Fix? Oh, and he says, and what are your thoughts on the NRA lawsuit? Are you a member of any organization? I joined GOA and SAF today. Any you recommend? Okay, I've talked about GOA a long time. I like the GOA. Okay? So, yes, I support the GOA and I'm a member. Second Amendment Foundation, yes, they actually sue people where it matters. And they're an awesome group. I don't know if they just don't have a sticker or if I didn't get one. But, yes, I like the Second Amendment Foundation for sure. Okay. I don't know where it's at, if I took it out of my wallet or not. Yeah, they send me a new one every year, guys, okay? But I'm just redacting because I don't want the fan club to get their jollies off too much. But yeah, I have one of these, and I'm redacting it so you can't see my name here just because I don't want the haters to cheat on their wife after they... Life member? I'm a life member of the NRA, okay? Have they been up to no good for a long time? Probably. Do they help write a lot of the gun control? Yeah. Have I always known as much as I do about these organization and gun rights? Heck no, I'm learning every day. I've learned a lot in the last week. So, yeah, there was a time when I thought that joining the NRA, supporting them, was probably the best thing to do to support the Second Amendment. I became a life member. It lasts the rest of your life. Now, they hound me every day for more donations. I want to be clear on this. If you're donating to the NRA right now, go for it. That's your personal choice. I'm nobody to judge you, so that's fine. My personal choice is I'm not giving them any money in several years. And I don't take myself up to an endowed member or whatever. I don't give them generic donations, okay? Do I think the NRA should still exist? Yeah, kind of. But only once Wayne LaPierre is gone. Not maybe all, but many of the board members, the cronyism that's in the board is gone. Basically, you know, I hate to say it, but tear down like half of it, the corporate structure of it, and rebuild that, where it is actually an organization that's truly serving its members. But should it still exist? Yes, if it can be corrected enough. I don't know if it's too late or not. But yeah, I'm an NRA life member. Why would I lie to you guys about it? I think there are people that do lie, and they say, I've never supported the NRA. I've always been too smart to. And if you have, then you're just smarter than me, and I get it. But no, I have a life member, and I didn't join in 2020. I promise you that. They just send you a new card every year. And yeah, at one time I did think that was the best thing I could do to help keep our God-given rights alive. And I understand how lobbying works, and should we have to lobby? No, but the other side's always lobbying, and I've kind of always known that. And I said, well, if you support gun rights, you support the NRA. And I think a lot of you guys that are especially a little bit older, you understand, okay? But I don't give them money anymore, all right? You should support your local groups. You should get behind people with even moral support or go with them when they're going to their state capitals, when they're in front of their county commissioners trying to become a 2A sanctuary county, when they're going there to protest draconian measures, gun control. That's how you guys should be involved. You guys can make an influence and have it change too. Now you can also vote with your dollar a little bit. I like the GOA. I like the Second Amendment Foundation, as was mentioned. So there you guys go. I will not judge you if you're still supporting the NRA. You can if you want to, okay? But I just can't donate money anymore. I've seen too much stuff that looks too corrupt. Now, I think the real question you asked, I'll try to be brief. Should they get dissolved by the government? No, they should not get dissolved by the government. I think what they're doing is they're looking at the NRA as a means to help Republicans, let's just say, because 90% of the NRA's endorsements are usually to Republicans. Once in a while, a Democrat, but not often. Not too many pro-gun Democrats left. Now, real life, there's real pro-gun people, regular people that are Democrats, but I mean people in office, politicians. Not too many pro-gun Democrats. So they're looking at it like, well, we get rid of the NRA. We can help, defund some of these political campaigns of the other side, as they would call the Republicans, right? So I think that's a big part of it. And I think it's being done with malice and by no sincerity or genuineness at all. So, no, I don't support the NRA being torn down by prosecutors and attorneys in New York. No. Should we, the members or people that would like to see it succeed and truly be a good organization, should we tear it down, reorganize the board, and get rid of Wayne? Yes. And I think there is a difference in the two things I said. I'm going to come back and answer some common questions about ammo that I've had. Some of the ammo I have, and I'm going to just take a quick break, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys, okay? So, how do I get a couple of those 2A stickers? Please, maybe you weren't in here when I first said it. I say the Patreon supporters, right? But look, you guys, a lot of you guys support me in many ways, but Patreon makes it easy. But here's the thing. If you just want to, let me type this in real quick. If you want to send me an email, okay? Hey, I'm Curtis Reynolds. Whatever your name is on here. Curtis Reynolds and others. I'm not rich. I just can't send one to everybody, and they're not like officially for sale. But yeah, if you gave me a tip and donated some money to the channel, heck yeah, I'll send you some stickers. Look, even if you didn't tip, I'll try to send you guys a sticker. If you really want one, send me an email. I can't afford to send one to everybody, though, okay? They're not real expensive, but I'm not rich. Trust me. The 9mm Makarov prank/educational video, it did not send me into the Forbes 500, guys. I assure you of that. But I will assure you of this. At least a 99% chance. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Have to get my phone. I can spy on y'all while I'm gone. Where did he go? Where did everybody go? Well, they're all still right here. Okay. No, A-dubs, you don't have to have your pants on. I saw that comment. I saw when I was out there, a super sticker popped up from Carlos Rodriguez. Thank you, Carlos. Mic drop. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And as far as the ammo shortage, well, I know I do need to get some sponsors, don't I? Commercial break where they come on there. This was brought to you by Lamy, Aunt Jemima, steel cased ammo, ammo hate, brass cased ammo, self defense ammo. That's, yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it? I need to make a commercial. And actually, what's funny is I'm going to be trying out software tonight. I'm just using the YouTube stream, but I have a couple of very special guests that are excited to come on the show soon, but they don't happen to live near me. So it's probably only going to last a few minutes, but probably about a half hour after this stream's over tonight, I'm going to get on. It's going to be public. I'll probably delete it afterwards. I'm going to do a quick test stream just to see how my software works. And yeah, can't tell you who it is yet, but got a couple guests, and they're pretty big league and probably more famous than me that are going to be on here soon. Not that they're famous, but you guys know what I mean. Okay. Why is there an ammo shortage? Well, I kind of said so earlier. Because there's millions, tens of millions, possibly 100 million gun owners in this country that all don't trust their government, and they might like police, they might not. That's their own prerogative, but they realize police aren't going to be there. Actually need them due to many reasons. Just how can they be, right? Like, you know, the old saying, why do I carry a gun? Well, because it's too heavy to carry a cop. Like, you can't carry a cop with you, right? Unless you're the Washington elite, and then you can. But other than that, so everyone's just been going out buying ammo, and people are for the first time getting into guns. And when you get something new, you usually kind of stock up on it, right? Now, I'd like to give you guys some huge conspiracies, and there might be. I'm just not in the know, but I don't think there's a lot of conspiracy. I mean, there's lots of conspiracies going on in this country, of course, hence why people are buying so much guns and ammo. I don't think there's a huge conspiracy as to why it's hard to get and it's more expensive, because it is called supply and demand. They call it supply side economics. They call it capitalism. They call it America, okay? Western civilization. So that's how stuff works. When there's more demand than there is supply, the prices go up. When there's more supply and hardly any demand, the prices go down. And yeah, people are just buying as much ammo as they can. So where's all the ammo? It's in your basement. It's in your garage. It's in your holster, in your magazine. It's on your dresser. It's behind the set of your YouTube channel. It's in your friend's garage, your neighbor's garage. And maybe your neighbor has more money than you, so he has 10 times more in his garage. Maybe he went in more credit card debt than you did, and that's why he has more. Does it make him a terrible person? I don't know. Is he a terrible person? You guys know your neighbor, not me. Is he a good guy or not? I don't know. But I don't really see where how much ammo you buy has to do with whether you're a good or bad person. Last time I checked, that's one of the things that's supposed to be great about being an American. You can buy as little as you want or as much as you want. You can buy what you can afford, or in many cases, buy stuff that you can't afford, and you can still do it, and you might have to suffer the consequences. And like I said earlier, you might pay $1,000 later on for that $300 in ammo, but it might be worth it, though, because if that was your only way to get it, right, and you saved a loved one, is that worth $1,000? Yeah. Would it be worth $1 million? Of course. Like, it's only money, but a loved one, you guys know what I'm saying, right? So there you go. So yeah, the ammo is in your house. It's in your neighbor's house. It's in your friend's house. That's where it's at. People have been buying this stuff. And I know for a fact they've been buying this stuff because I was at the local gun shop. Okay. And I bought 2,000 rounds of this. Not the same day. Okay. I've been buying 1,000 or 2,000 rounds of ammo every month for years. I didn't do anything different. I was just going in to buy my normal ammo. And my friend Matt that owns Supermatch GNA, he said, I know you know about this stuff because he watches some of the videos. I had done reviews. And at that time, it was like just when the ammo bench just maybe started, but nobody knew it yet, right? People were still buying it, but there was still so much in the surplus in the warehouses because of the Trump slump, That's just what it's called, right? People were like, Trump's president. We don't have to worry about gun control. Now, I can get in a whole nother rabbit hole on whether you should be worried or not, or whether he's pro-gun or not, but that's not what I want to get into right now, because I've discussed that in the past. There was more ammo than people buying it, and this stuff was cheap. I paid $8.50 for it when I first bought it to check out, to let you guys know about it, to review it, to opine on it, and some of my reviews you see on camera. But the ironic part is my most expensive videos to make, where I'm out there shooting hundreds of rounds of ammo, Susan demonetizes it within seconds, which the demonetizing is bad because I just spent, say, $50 on ammo, $100 on ammo, and now I can't even get pennies from ads to replenish it because, like, guns are my hobby, right? And I bring it onto this channel, but I do extra shooting just to help you guys out with information and reviews, right? But that's not even the worst part. When they demonetize, see, here's what happens. YouTube doesn't make money on the ads either because they're no longer playing ads. Now, sometimes they still play ads and they keep all the money, but that's, again, a whole nother rabbit hole. But no, they'll take a video. Once it's demonetized, they throw it in the bottom of the algorithm where no one will ever see it. So you just spend $100 on ammo for the day and nobody sees it. And it's not that nobody cares, but nobody cares because they didn't see it, right? And that's literally what they do. And I know I'm not the only channel that said this, and I assure you it's true. They hear gunshots, the algorithm goes in there and they hear it and they do. Not suitable for most advertisers. And what they really mean is not suitable to show to people either. Just the truth. So a lot of the shooting I do, I just do off camera. And then I just come back and give you guys reports. And you can believe me or you don't believe me, but I'll literally say, hey, I've shot 500 rounds of this through my G2C and it likes it. And some of it I'll show on camera. Some of it I just choose not to because I play the game as much as I can with Susan. But sometimes I get sick of her games and I'm just like, whatever. Like, is it even worth it? You know what I'm saying, right? So I was going to buy ammo like I normally did. He was charging, at first $10 a box for this. I paid $8.50 online, but I would way rather give my friend in the local gun shop $10 instead of a stranger $8.50. So bought some off of him, 1,000 rounds. Shot up half of that during that week, and then I went back and bought another 1,000 rounds. He said it's 11 right now because they're canceling a lot of my orders, and I said that's cool. So I paid 11 for the other case. Now, am I the ammo hoarder? Am I hoarding? Is it reason to hate me? I don't know. You can decide that for yourself, but I'm actually shooting the ammo and I'm not doing anything different now than I did before. Now, right now, I'm not buying because I can't afford to spend, $20 for a box of ammo and shoot it all up just for one video. I'd like to, but I just can't afford it. And that's why these super chats like USA Forever, thank you so much. This does actually help because this is my most expensive hobby, but I'm trying my best here, guys, but the ammo prices, of course, like I don't have extra connections. I have like a great local gun shop, right, that just happens to be really close to me, so I can stop in there. But I'll get back to that in a second, why I can prove it's people buying the ammo. Okay, USA Forever, $20. Thanks so much, dude. Says two-way sticker support or fuzzy trolls, your choice. Support your neighbors. We'll give the shout out to the trolls, but no. We'll give the shout out to you, man. Thank you. And we should support our neighbors. And if you look, you have the freedom of choice. It's free will, right? If you want to hate your neighbor because he has more ammo than you, you can. That's fine. I'm not so certain you should, though. Not sure what that's going to solve because he's going to buy the ammo he's going to buy. Now, there might be reasons not to like your neighbor, and that's fine too, but I don't know that that should be the deciding factor. So anyways, my friend at Supermatch, he had a whole pallet of this. And when I say pallet, I mean like on a regular pallet, a full skid like goes up to your breast height, 4x4 foot. I think there's 1 million rounds on it, something crazy like that. And he opened it up, and it was kind of slow moving at first. People were buying more of the Federal and the other brands because they'd heard of it, and they're like, what's this Scorpion? It's called Scorpio. STV, I've talked about the ammo, and I'll have it on videos again, right? It moved a little slow, and I said, well, I know what this is. It's not to be confused with NATO, and I'll say that again to you guys. It's not to be confused with Winchester White Box NATO, which I've realized a lot of people hate. I got hate for saying that I like this ammo. Look, guys, they're going to hate. Don't worry about it. I like this, though. This is not NATO spec. It's not quite as hot, but it's good and it's cheap. So I bought this. I said, I'll buy some more of this off you. So I bought my first 1,000 rounds. I called him up and said, dude, I'm working sun up to sundown. I'm super busy, but there's a couple more guns for the channel here that I want to put some serious rounds through. And I'm going to need another case of that. He's like, you better get here quick. I'm like, set me behind the counter. I'll be there tomorrow. So he did. When I came back the next day, it was gone, except for the case that he sat behind, which he would have done for other customers. And I think he did. So this was no special treatment. Just, hey, we're friends. I'm a good customer. You know, I'm good for it. You've only got a couple cases left. Set me one behind the counter. I'll pay for it tomorrow, right? So I did. Well, what I watched happen is this is a local gun shop. This is in the town of Newport, Michigan. This is a very small town, rural, small town. Great people there, by the way, but a small town. And a pallet worth went over the course of a week, but like 90% of it went in like 2 days. And I said, well, did the federal government come in and buy it from you? No. Did the police come and buy it off you? Well, maybe if they were off duty, but no. No, regular people bought it. You bought it. She bought it. This guy bought it. 70-year-old woman bought some. 22-year-old young man did. 25-year-old young man and his beautiful wife bought it. 45-year-old white guy came in and bought it. 52-year-old black guy came in and bought some. Like, look, you went and bought it. Like, regular people bought it. And he sold a pallet of it like instantly. And he didn't jack up the price because he still had orders coming in that many have gotten canceled now. And that's what happened to a lot of the gun shops. Okay? So that's in my opinion, just by reading what you all are saying in the comments. I mean, geez, oh, Pete, I think it's great. I don't care either way. But I watch guys saying, hey, man, I just bought 5,000 rounds yesterday. I'm like, all right. Some people list what it costs. Some people don't, right? But people are buying all the ammo right now. The Obama administration, do they buy up a bunch of weird hollow points for all these different agencies like the Post Office and Department of Education? Yeah, they did. So the fact that the government is not to be trusted, well, of course. Are they maybe doing something shady with the ammo supply right now? Maybe. Like, could I possibly put that past them? But I have no info to prove that's true, so I'm not going to perpetuate it here. But that notwithstanding, of course they could be doing that. Does that seem like it's right up their alley? Yeah. I love my country, but of course I don't trust my government. Like, who does? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I think, though, if I had to just opine, and if I was a betting man, I don't have money to bet, but I'd probably bet that this ammo is in your house and your neighbors and your friends and people all across the country that you don't even know and you'll never know. Maybe you'd like to know them because they're good people. Maybe you'd never like to know them because they're mean, and mean people suck. I'll say that one more time. But either way, that's who has the ammo. Okay. That's one of the biggest questions I get. That's who has the ammo. Now, a lot of people like to hate people because they have ammo. I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'm just not going to. It's just not the way it works. Am I going to shame somebody that wasn't as prepared as I was? No, I'm not going to shame them either, because the Second Amendment's for everybody and it's for always. Just because you chose not to exercise that right certain years of your life, just because you're young and you just got the chance to legally buy from a gun shop, the Second Amendment still applies to you too. So no, I'm not going to shame the guy that's been buying it too long or bought too much. I just can't, because I don't see anything wrong with that. And I'm also not going to shame the person that was a Johnny come lately or Susie come lately, because you know what? You're right. They're right. You're right. If it's one of you guys watching right now, I don't care. Now, I do care. I think everybody should be involved in the Second Amendment. You could have voted for politicians that voted against the Second Amendment your whole life, and just now today you want a gun, and it's still your right. So you can still buy whatever ammo you want. Do I wish you'd vote a different way? Yeah, that'd be my preference, but like, I'm really going to have any control on how you vote. So I just move on. Like, that's not in my sphere of influence, so whatever. But I will tell you one thing. The Second Amendment belongs to everybody, okay? So, no. I'm not going to shame people that are Johnny come lately. I'm not going to shame the guy that has 1 million rounds. I'm not going to shame the guy that has 500 rounds, because I think it's fine. All are acceptable answers. Is that getting some people mad right now at me? I hope not. That's not my intention, but that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Man, I probably missed so many good comments in here. I saw my buddy Ant Diesel Vision in here earlier, dude. I wanted to say hi to you. Are you still here? I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I was in the middle of a rant. I'm seeing lots of good people that I get talking, and there's too many of you guys. I can't keep up, but let's see here. Brastard762. What's happening, man? He's another one. He's been around a long time. What do you think, Cave Dave? Has he been around a while? He says, when is your Royal Tiger video coming? Well, what version should I do, Brastard? Do you want me to show you the guns that arrived in one piece, or do you want me to include the ones that came in two pieces? So we'll see. No, I do have that on the list. I have some cool Ethiopian firearms, guys. Do you want to see the ones that came in one piece, or do you want to see the ones that came in two pieces that I bought in good to very good condition? Ooh. Which version do you want to see, Brastard? Let's see here. Mill Burry. What's good? What's going on, man? Daniel DeLeon. What's happening, dude? Spirit did get a Department of Homeland Security contract during all this ammo shortage. There you go. And I said I can't rule none of that out. And some of you guys might know more than I do. However, think about this. And I'm sure, Daniel, you've already thought of this. But for you all, this, whatever it is, I'm just going to say whatever because Susan, quite frankly, they call her Susan Wiki. I'll just leave it at that. Because of Susan, I won't say what it is, but whatever's been going on for the last 6 months, maybe they would have had a contract anyways, though, and during that time. So maybe, but maybe they signed the contract just to screw us out of ammo. I don't know. And I don't think Daniel's necessarily implying all that, but yeah. Gary Petty, what's happening, Gary? Yeah, I read your Patreon message, man. I was out in between lawns, and I'll answer it back. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support. He said, good to see you too, eh? Sorry I just got to the stream. Okay, Brastard says show the truth, good and bad. I'm just going to have to show the truth because I got an email from them a couple days ago that said we got a new phone system. Maybe I should call them again. Tried calling them for weeks. Couldn't get through, and they said, you asked and we listened. Here's our new phone system. Here's our new phone number. Should I give them the benefit of the doubt and keep calling, guys? I got some guns that were broken in half. I tried calling. Nobody was home. Ain't nobody home right now. Leave a message and we'll never get back to you. But they did send out an email just the other day and said, we haven't had phones, or we're just now entering the 21st century. I don't know how it was worded, but no, I think it just simply said, we now have a phone and here's the phone number. Like literally, that was the email. I'll call them one more time, guys. If you guys are getting screwed over by the gun industry, gun dealers, I get screwed all the time. So don't even, worry about it because it sucks, but it's not just you. Try to keep your chin up, okay? Try to keep your chin up because I get screwed over with the best of them when I buy stuff online. And so does my friend Mateo. Right, Mateo? JD West, what's happening, man? He said, you're really good. You really peed people off with that joke. Dang. There's some really stupid thinking individuals in this world. You're never going to please everybody. Be safe. Thanks, man. No, I'm not here to make everybody happy. I'm just going to be myself. And if you guys like it, that's awesome. If you don't, I just can't be you. I can't be what you want me to be. But I am going to try to have fun, okay? All right. Let's see here. Rose bought all the ammo, and he may have, but I think a lot of you guys bought it, as you should, right? Why not? Why not? It's all good. Oh, you guys are talking about ammo. Okay, you want me to talk about ammo just a little more? I will. All right. Guys have said, look, all I can get is steel case. I think I should just do a steel case video, but I'll talk about it here a little more. Is steel case good? Is it bad? Is it junk? Will it break my gun? Well, maybe, but not necessarily. I've shot a lot of steel case before. This is an empty box. And it's empty because I shot all of it. And I just kind of kept this around to use as a little prop for the show. But I usually throw these away. I've shot a lot of steel case before. Some guns, and I mean some as the very extreme low minority, don't like it. Now, this could be to different reasons. Maybe a chamber that's a little bit too tight. Maybe a chamber that wasn't properly reamed. Maybe their reamer was dull and it left kind of scores in the chamber, grippiness. Maybe it's just a very precision chamber that's going to grip onto the case very tight. Maybe. Other guns, though, just love this stuff. And I found that it actually has more power in some cases than some of the brass case stuff. Whereas with this Federal ammo, which I love, wouldn't cycle my Stoeger STR9 worth of crap. Maybe eventually it will. I'm still testing that gun. Remember, guys, I shoot a lot behind the scenes. Okay? So maybe eventually it'll get broken in enough. But as of right now, it's still loving the Wolf, but it doesn't like the Federal brass. But it does love the white back, and other types of ammo. So many of my guns like it. A couple don't. Now, will it break your gun? I'm going to word it this way for a reason. I'm not worried that it's going to break my gun. And I've never had it break any of my guns. Will it break your gun? I just don't know. Because I don't know all the particulars, okay? If you're worried it's going to break your gun and you're that worried, I guess don't shoot it, right? Am I going to tell you, if you shoot this, I guarantee you it won't break your gun? No, I can't do that, so why would I say that? And I can't guarantee you that this won't break your gun, or that this won't break your gun, or that some hater is going to say something that's going to make you break your own gun. Like, I can't control any of that. But with that said, here's my official statement on this. I've not had this stuff breaking my guns, and I'm not afraid it's going to break my guns. Now, I have had a couple guns jam on it. I had a Glock of all things that did not like this, and it jammed, and I had a really hard time getting it opened up. Now, I found something else, though, broken on the gun after I took it apart. So does that mean it was the ammo or the gun? I don't know. I actually don't think it was the ammo, really, but I can't prove it. So technically, it could have been either or, right? Like, did the chicken come first or the egg? So maybe this damaged my Glock, but I really don't think it did. No, it didn't damage the Glock. Maybe this is what made it jam, because the part that broke was down in the trigger. It was to do with the trigger dingus itself. Part of that mechanism broke. So let me take that back. This didn't break the Glock. Is this why it jammed, or was it because the trigger got jammed up is why the gun jammed? It's hard to tell. Okay, the other thing is this stuff dirty? Yes and no. I don't think inherently that it's quite so dirty, but here is what it does, and it will get your gun a little dirtier in many cases. When the explosion of the primer happens, and then the rapid ignition of the powder happens, and it sends the projectile downrange, right? From the breech to the muzzle, the chamber and barrel becomes a pressure vessel. So it's going to send the projectile out. It's also going to send force backwards. Well, part of what happens is the case swells up momentarily because of the pressure and the heat. It's both, but it's mainly pressure, right? Swells up, fills up that chamber, grips onto it nice and hard until it can no longer hold on for dear life. That's when it gets pushed out. The extractor grabs it, pulls it out of there, right? The momentum goes backwards, and then it hits what's called your ejector. In most cases, not all guns have ejectors, but we'll just say yours does in this case. Hits the ejector and goes out. That's called your ejection. Now, during that time, a couple things happens with the case, whether it's brass, aluminum, steel, or composite even nowadays, or otherwise. It swells up briefly. This all happens like in nanoseconds. Swells up briefly. The pressure drops. The bullet's now gone. The pressure very as quickly as it started leaves the barrel, and now it's time for that to come out of there. So then it's what's called relaxes. So you have a hole with something in there. It fills it up nice and tight, and then it relaxes just a little bit, and that's what's going to allow your extractor claw to grab it, pull it out of there using the momentum that's sending everything backwards, hit the ejector, chuck it out. It's going to expand more quickly and thoroughly. Okay, and it's going to relax quicker. It's a more malleable metal than steel. Is it harder? Maybe, maybe not. That's a totally separate thing I'll get to in a second. But no doubt it's more malleable. So what can happen is this, and this is why people say steel case is dirty. This is made in state-of-the-art factory. They're not sweeping up rat droppings. We all joke about it. It's funny, but these factories that make this stuff, these are huge factories. They're the size of small cities sometimes. If you look at the factory at Izhevsk, Molot, these huge conglomerate factories in the former Soviet Union, now Russia, etc., right? So no, it's not dirty in that. There's no rat droppings in here. It's fun, but whatever, guys. Get over it. That's not the case. But what does happen is that steel case not being able to rapidly expand as much. It's called its expansion and relaxation, right, of the metal. It does allow some extra combustion, so we'll call it, right, which would be powder residue, burnt fouling, carbon, right, the black gritty stuff that gets your gun dirty. Some of that can, quote, get past the case, and it can build up in the chamber. So there you go. Some of it gets all the way past the case in the chamber and gets to the action of your gun. Now, the way I try to explain it in detail, but don't take it like it's nothing crazy. It's not like after one round, you're going to open up your mag, your slide, open the mag, and like a cupful or a spoonful is going to, no, it's not like that. In some guns, I actually don't even notice anything different at all. But in some, yeah, the gun looks a little dirtier inside. Most of these guns we're shooting nowadays are so darn easy to clean and fast, it's not even funny. So maybe clean it a little more, maybe not. I've had guns that get an initial amount of buildup, if you will, like around the chamber, the feed ramp. And then after that, water kind of finds its level, and it doesn't really get any dirtier than that. Have you guys kind of noticed that? A lot of this is gun dependent. Also, I note this, and this is going to be something that sounds kind of weird, but you got to think about it a little bit. There's something called dry lubricant. Some of these residues that come off of here, the black stuff, it's like, it's a mixture, right? It's soot from combustion. It's unburnt powder, right? And it's what they call carbon. Just like carbon builds up on the head of your weed whacker, 2-cycle gas, or even in your car, you'll get carbon built up on the heads, piston dome, things like that. This is carbon. It happens from combustion. It is actually a type of lubricant. Some people I know are fine with a little carbon being in there. They say it actually lubes it up just fine, and it works great. Some people like dry lubricants. So there you go. Other people have problems, so they clean the gun, then they don't. But one more time, I don't want to exaggerate. It's not like that much dirtier, in my opinion, in most of my firearms. Here and there, though, you'll see a couple, and you're like, man, yeah, that chamber must have been a little on the big side already. This steel case couldn't quite swell so much, and it let a little bit more down into the, magazine well area, feed ramp, things like that are going to be in your pistol. If you're worried about that, I guess this isn't for you. I think it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I like the smell of gunpowder. It's all good to me, right? Now, the steel case. Is steel harder than brass? Well, the quick answer would be yes, but not necessarily, because some brass is treated to be harder than normal, and some factories that make ammo do actually harden their brass on purpose. Now, all brass is hardened to a point, because if it was super soft, what's called your extraction groove, you can call it the rim if you want, but in this case, this isn't really called a rim. You can call it an extraction rim or an extraction groove. That's what that claw, the extractor, grabs onto. If this is too soft, it would just rip it off every time and leave the sidewalls of the case bedded in your chamber. So there's a certain hardness in some cases, okay, harder than others. Now, with steel, yeah, generically, steel's harder than brass, but not always. And here's what's shocking, and you guys can look this up. The information's out there. They can do a process called annealing steel, which actually softens it back up again. So this steel has been annealed to where it's a very mild soft steel. And in some cases, the annealed soft steel in the steel case is actually less hard than some of the hardened treated brass that's in the brass case. So it's not okay to just say, no matter what, that the steel is harder than the brass, because it's just not always true. Is it true sometimes? Sure. So this is an annealed mild steel. Now, is steel a little more abrasive than brass? Yes. So I've had some magazines, for example, like out of my G2C, my SIG 226 mag. Now, first of all, it's not made for a G2C. It's made for a SIG, and the mag catch slots are in slightly different locations, but I digress. But they still work, generally. Brass, with having a little more self-lubricity to it, I can feed that out of my 226 Mac-Gar 18 and 20 round mags with success. The steel is sometimes it jams because you're looking with stackings of tolerances, right? The mag's not completely seated in because there's a little jiggle from the mag catch of the 226 being in a slightly different position than the G2C. That's one little small tolerance. Now you've got maybe a higher capacity mag where the spring doesn't quite have the power and the steel might not be quite as lubrous. So when you combine all three together, I've had some problems. So there's one example. But out of my OEM 12 round G2C, G3C mags, okay, my G3 with its 15 and 17 round mags, even putting the 15 and 17 round G3 mags in the G3C and G2C, that was a mouthful. These guns are Legos, and that's why we love them, right? Never had a problem with the steel in any of the OEM mags in any of the configurations. So there you go. And good night, David Harris. Nice seeing you. So there's that deal. Now, one thing that can happen, and this is real famous for happening in AR-15s, which have tighter chambers a lot of times. The star chamber, all these things, special brush to clean it. Okay, I'm not going to get into AR cleaning right now. For those of you that have been in the military, the white glove, right? Sergeant comes up, and if you get one thing when he rubs that star chamber and it's black. I've never served, but all my vet buddies have told me how that works. So you can choose how to clean your AR. But here's the deal. You shoot a lot of steel through that AR. Again, expansion, contraction rates, elasticity. That's another word I should have used earlier. The elasticity of the metal. And you're getting some carbon blow by and build up in that chamber. And you're shooting your steel and you're shooting your steel. And all of a sudden, you put a brass round in afterwards. Swells up. Well, hold on a minute. That chamber is now technically smaller than it used to be because you've got soot and combustion material and carbon that's actually decreased the area inside that chamber, and now the brass case sticks because it swelled up. It couldn't contract enough to get on out of there. That's something's happened. Now, I know some guys that preemptively have a plan for that, and when they're shooting steel case, and some of you are probably already going to be sharing this in the chat, they'll say, well, if I'm shooting steel through my AR, they'll say, well, 5 rounds of steel, 1 round of brass. And that's kind of their mix, because as long as you keep a little bit of brass in there, it'll actually kind of squeegee off some of that stuff that's been building up, as long as you get it before it built up too much. So that's a little pointer to the AR people that are thinking about steel. Now the projectile, the actual bullet itself. Let me grab one that does have some in here. Not only is the case steel, but in the traditional sense, and they do have a product called Range Friendly, and I've done, if you guys are new to the channel, go back and check. There's Range Friendly, and with the Range Friendly, this is not going to be a steel jacketed projectile, but most of the time for your Wolf, Tula, Barnaul, others, Monarch, Herders, all these brands, it's going to be also a bimetal, which is a fancy way of saying steel with some kind of electroplated alloy on it. The projectile is also steel. It attracts a magnet. Okay. Is this a problem? You guys will have to decide. So yes, in theory, the steel, this is called the jacket, guys. This is called an FMJ, full metal jacket. The jacketing is going to bear on the surfaces, which is your lands and grooves. It's going to create friction. It's twisting and rubbing, right? This happens at a high rate of speed. Technically, every time you shoot a round, that's what's wearing out your barrel. Now, in most of your brass case ammo, you're going to have a copper or brass or some type of alloy jacket that's going to be softer and most likely more lubricity and less abrasive than steel. Now, they do coat this with a little coating, which does help with its lubricity a little bit for it feeding up the ramp, and it might actually help save the barrel a little bit, but this is going to put a little more wear on your barrel. Is that a bad thing? Maybe, maybe not. Here's why. It puts more wear on your barrel in theory, and here's why. When I say barrel, what's that mean? When I say ammo, what's that mean? Well, certainly there's 9mm. Let's just say there's 45 ACP, which is even much slower than 9. You could have 2.2, 3.5, 5.6, 55 grain, over 3,000 foot per second. You could have 222 Swift at over 4,000 foot per second. Now, your Swift, 220 Swift. I think I added an extra 2, guys. I got zealous, but 4,000 foot per second, those are called barrel burners, and you're going to burn your barrel up pretty quickly no matter what. Does steel jacketing burn out the barrel? I don't know how fast it does. Does it do it to an extent? Yes. If you're only going by the nerdy, geeky side of things, which is fine. I love nerds and geeks. Like, you know, I'm a nerd too. But if you want to only do math, yes, this wears out your barrel prematurely. But if you're shooting out of a 3.2-inch barrel G2C, how quick does it really do it? In my opinion, not very quick. And that's just from years of experience shooting. Rifles. Let's go with Comblock rifles, SKS, an original barreled AK, chrome lined, cold hammer forged. 99% of the ammo they issued for these guns was steel cased, steel jacketed projectile. Tell you what, a good old fashioned chrome bore. Cold hammer forged, chrome lined, right? You AK guys know what I mean. Most people, same thing. SKS. Steel doesn't affect those too much either. It doesn't seem like they were just made for it. Here's the general way to look at it. The faster the round's going to travel. Let's say rifle versus pistol, just generically. You'll probably accelerate the wear on your 5.56 AR-15 quicker using steel jacketed ammo than you will your Taurus G2C using steel. Whether that's a bad thing is up for you to decide, because I often said, well, just the fact that this ammo is so much cheaper than brass, especially on an AR, we're changing the barrel. It's like Legos, right? Pretty darn easy. Couple basic wrenches. I've saved enough most of the time by shooting all the steel case that it more than pays for that barrel or maybe another one or two. In some cases, let's just say my first G2C, $179, $25 rebate, so $155 after rebate. So if I saved like $500 in ammo before I burn the barrel up prematurely using steel case versus brass, say I put 15,000 rounds through it, it was a smooth bore when I was done with it. You guys will decide when your barrels burn out or not, but I'm going to the opposite extreme. In that case, who cares? Because I could have bought 3 new guns. You guys know what I'm saying. Or Lakeline, if they'll ever actually release them, you can now buy aftermarket barrels for like $125, which is ironic because that's what the gun used to cost, but now it's like $300 because of Kung Pao chicken. So there you go. So, yes, it'll slightly accelerate the wear of your barrel. In theory, more on a faster projectile than a slower one. Think rifle, maybe a little bit quicker than it will on pistol. There's things like throat erosion and muzzle erosion and all these things you can look into as much as you want. And you'll decide. I like to shoot both. And a lot of the reason I shoot this is because it's cheap and I don't have a lot of money. And also because you guys ask about it. Even back when this stuff was $6 a box, you were asking. Now that this is apparently $30 in some places, I hope you don't have to spend that much, but apparently it is. You guys are still asking. This stuff seems to be available. I've shot it. I think it's decent. Do I think it's equivalency of white box NATO? No. But I think it's decent ammo, and I'm happy to shoot it. And if you own it, I think you should be happy to shoot it too. What's happening, Raw Feeding 101? How you doing, man? Thanks for the support. He says, evening, brother. Speak to me about Speer Lawman, TMJ 9mm, and TMJ O. Picked up 100 rounds today. Okay, so Speer Lawman. Speer is an ammo that's been used by tons of police, tons of just regular old shooters. They're a prolific company, right? Think, Speer Gold, CCI, Speer, right? TMJ. So that stands for Total Metal Jacket. And I think there's probably guys already talking about maybe Total Metal Jacket. Can you help me with that, Mateo? Or Chico Wise is in here. I'm not an ammo expert, guys, as far as building the components of it. Here's where I have no expertise, but here's where my knowledge comes from. Buying the stuff over the years, shooting it. I can give you a lot of advice on that. I think what it's going to talk about is full metal jacket might be where the jacket only extends on this part of the bullet, down end, but the very base of the bullet, the tail of the bullet, does not have jacketing with an FMJ, but a total metal jacket might actually encapsulate the tail. And for all of you guys that know more than ammo about me, just start laughing your butts off. But come on, guys. Chico Wise, Mateo, and others, I need your help here because he's my friend, and I want to give him a better answer than that. But in general, Speer is good ammo, okay? Let's see here. Sigrafix says, enjoy the stream. Goodbye, everyone. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and support 2A EDU. I like this guy. Thanks, man. Hey, no self-promotion here, but you guys have to listen to my man. Again, not me saying this. He says you guys need to. Okay? You need to remember to comment, subscribe, share, and support. So just do what he says. I can't help it, guys. Okay, he already answered it. I hope I wasn't too far off, guys. I can't know everything, but you know what I do know how to do? I don't know how, but somehow I was able to snooker some of these other guys to come out here and hang out. Trust me. These guys make me look good sometimes. Hopefully that answered you, Raw Feeding. But no, Speer in general, that's a good ammo. Spears, they've been around a long time. I'm going to get off in 1 second here, but let me see if it's still up. I got a comment just a minute ago. Okay. Yeah, dude, a couple other people already emailed me, about the stickers. So awesome. I'll read those emails later. My wife, she's a lot better looking than me. She's a lot better than me. And to prove it, she's going to get those stickers for out to you guys. Sniped American Patriot. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I really do. Now, there's a debate of reloading versus not reloading. I love reloading. I love reloaders. I don't reload, but maybe that's something I'd like to get into later. I would like to get into it later. Owning a small business, doing YouTube, it's hard, but I would like to. But here's what this guy said about reloading. This is not my words. I'm not endorsing this, but I think I find some humor in this, and maybe you guys will too. And this is for the people that say, if you reload, you'll never have an ammo problem again. And I know they say it with love most of the time, but some say it with hate. So I think this is a funny comment. And this literally just happened about 30 minutes ago. And the YouTube person's name is Not Interested. That's actually his name, right? Not Interested. Okay, it's long, but I'm going to read it real quick. He says, reloading used to be your best friend, your boo, your only one, your ace boon coon, your camarada, your bestie, your significant other, your roll dog, your partner, your homie. But right now, if you think ammo is expensive, go out and try to buy any type of primer. Small rifle, small pistol, large rifle, large pistol, large magnum rifle, large magnum pistol primers. You will not find them anywhere in the primary market like Midway, Mid-South, Powder Valley, or Brownells. You will only find them on the secondary market for astronomical prices. Normally, a box of 1,000 goes for around 34 bucks. But right now, a box of 1,000 is starting at $100 a box. Go to Gunbroker and type in primers and see for yourself. Powder is sold out of all the popular calibers. Projectiles are gone for the popular calibers, are all gone, and people are starting to get stupid on the price of brass. The shortage will last way, way past this election. It will last at least 2 years. It's not me condemning reloading, and I don't think he's condemning. I'm 99% sure, just due to the knowledge that this person has, that they're a reloader. I believe they are, probably, right? There is no good answer right now. And I do think that there's going to be some form of shortage. And when I say shortage, I don't mean that you can't get it all. Of course you can get, but it could be a couple years. I'm still going to say at least a year, but it could be a couple years before we ever see this for $6.19, $6.39. It used to float around in that range. $8.50. For all you haters out there, this is still 4.1 cents, though. 4.1 cents, and yes, it's 9mm. But you guys know what I'm saying. It's going to take a little while. Haters are going to hate. Hurt people hurt, all right? Being mad at each other, though, isn't going to get the ammo made any quicker. It's not going to help your neighbor if you have vitriol towards him because he has more than you. Likewise, if you have more than him, it's not going to help him by being a jerk to him. Unless he's just a jerk otherwise. And back to what I said, and I'll say it again, mean people suck. Move on. You don't have time for them. But if they're a good person and they relate to the game, but otherwise they're a good person and you like them and you have like infinitely more ammo than your neighbor, instead of going over there going, aha, sucker, maybe give him a couple boxes. Maybe give him a couple boxes. You know why? Because his family's just as important to him as your family is to you. God loves him just as much as he loves you, whether you like it or not. It's not for you to judge him. God will take care of that too. Maybe that's a reason you should help out somebody instead of hating them so much, right? Or maybe, and it's the United States of America, you can believe or not believe, and I'm fine with either or because I'm not here to judge you. But let's just say you want to look at it from a more practical matter. Maybe you'll be 2 blocks away and you're on the side of the road with a flat tire. And it's going to cost you $50 to get a tow because you weren't prepared and didn't have a jack. But maybe that neighbor that didn't have the ammo, but he's a real good dude otherwise. Maybe he has 3 jacks in the back of his pickup truck. Maybe he'll stop and help you, just like you helped him. And maybe it'll work out for both of you. Because you might have more ammo than somebody, but maybe they're more prepared in something else. And ammo is not the only thing that matters in life. Just keep that in mind. There's a lot more to this world than ammo. And things like love and support and just trying to keep your head up and be nice to each other and love each other is certainly more important than any earthly object, including ammunition or guns or anything like that. I bet you a dollar. I bet you a dollar that somebody's not as prepared as you, but they might be just as good of a person and they need your help. And I encourage you to help that person. Now, if it's the other way around and someone's condemning you, I know what you're going through, but it doesn't bother me. And I hope there's nothing I could possibly say to change anything. I know, but if I could just get you to step back and think about it a little bit, I know what you're going through. You know, people do hate. Just don't let it affect you. Like a duck, let it roll off your back, because there's a couple hundred good people in here right now, because if they couldn't handle themselves and acted like a barbarian, Mateo already kicked them out. But if they're just being a jerk, then they're a jerk. But you know what? There's a couple hundred awesome people in here right now. So anyone that says everybody sucks, they couldn't be more wrong. And anybody that says that something nasty to you, the only way that they can affect you is you actually give them the power to do so. Because if you don't care about them and don't acknowledge them, they can't do anything wrong to you. And your life's limited and your brain power is limited. And there's a certain number of breaths. We don't know what they are, but all of our breaths are counted. Don't waste it on those people. They're just not worth it. And the internet is a nasty place. So if you think you're alone, you're not. But just have fun. Have fun. Where's all the ammo? It's in your neighbor's garage, and it's in your garage and in your basement and your gun safe, and that's where it should be. There's really no reason to get mad at people about it. Don't get mad at the new people just because they're new. Now, if they're a jerk and they also happen to be new, whatever, go over there. I don't have time for you. No, just because they have a lot of ammo and they've been at it for years, don't get mad at them over that. Now, if they've had ammo for years and they also just happen to be a jerk, well, then don't have time for them either. But just stop conflating, people. Stop conflating things that just aren't true. Just because somebody got into guns yesterday doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person. And of course, it doesn't mean they're good. And just because someone has more guns or ammo than you because they've been doing it longer, of course, that couldn't possibly mean that they were bad, nor could it mean they were good. So let's stop judging people on the cost of ammo and who bought what, where, when, why, or how. Okay? Let's support families regardless of the color of their skin. Okay? Let's support keeping the legacy of families that were proud of something that did a lot of good in this country. Let's keep that alive. And if you honestly think it matters what color your skin is, what your sexual orientation is, or even what your favorite caliber is, if you think that matters, then you're free to think that, but I don't have time for you. And I just don't have time for you. And you have no influence on me because I don't know you and you don't know me. And I think that's a good attitude for a lot of us to have, because I see a bunch of beautiful people in here are awesome, and I don't even know really a whole lot about you guys, but I look at your words and there's a lot of encouragement in here, and I see some good people right now in front of me. I see people like Raw Feeding 101, Chico Wise. I see, no way, is that the Texas Outlaw, Michael Science? Speaking of good people, there's one of the best people I know. Yep. There you go. Michael Science says, I don't really have time to care about what someone else is doing. I'm just going to do me. There you go, Michael. Why didn't I just read that earlier? Because you just summed it up in one sentence, but took me 5 minutes. But we've already proven you guys are a little more eloquent speakers than I am, right? Raw Feeding 101 with a super chat. Thanks, man. He said, I only bought 2 boxes tonight because I know someone out there needs some. Just as much or more than myself. And if that's what you want to do, that's awesome, dude. Because someone does need it just as much or more than you. But if you need it at all, whatever you need to do. You guys know. You guys have a conscience. You guys know if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. It's pretty darn easy, right? Most people had parents that raised them knowing right from wrong. So there you go. Chico Wise, thanks, man. He says, that's why I love James. Wish I could hit the like button 10,000 times. And dude, just by you saying that, you canceled out like 100 troll comments that didn't even matter. So thank you, sir. Threaded for my pleasure, my man. How you doing? And he is a good guy too. He says, hey man, could you post on your Facebook an announcement for the rally you mentioned earlier? Just the reason and time, date. Yeah, it's Friday the 14th, I think from 1 to 4, but I'll put it in the 2A EDU Facebook group. By the way, did you guys know about that? There's a 2A EDU Facebook group. Now it's private. Okay, it's private. Good people in there. We don't want the trolls just to take it over. So there's a couple of questions. Answer the questions. One of my moderators will approve you tonight, but just answer them. because we're just trying to keep the trolls out of there. But yeah, the 2A EDU Facebook group. Awesome people. John Goff, thanks. And I appreciate you too, man. I really do. Guerrero, there's another good one. You feeling good, man? Guerrero's one we were all praying for. I think he's doing good. BJ Holcomb, you rock, man. Thank you. Just saying bye to you guys because you know what's happening right now. Ugh. Getting kind of ticked off because now I have to end the stream, and this is what I look forward to all week, but I'm already looking forward to the next one. Now, there is going to be like a 5-minute stream in like a half hour or an hour from now just to see if my new software works. So if there's like 1 or 2 bored people, it's just going to be like, hey, can you hear me? Can you see me? Did it come on? Did it? I'm going to be popping back on here very randomly, but it's just literally me testing out some software. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take one last look. Guerrero M is good. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I was like, gosh, dang it, dude. You better get better, man. That Kung Pao chicken's not going to get you, dude. And it didn't get him. Lots of prayers, and I'm sure he did his best, you know, and he was a fighter. So awesome, dude. Awesome. All right. Yep, Corbin Dallas. Facebook is private. Yeah, and no. Facebook's not private. Dude, thank you for the laugh. No, Facebook is the least private thing ever. It's what they call a private group. You have to be accepted in by a moderator. Oh, man. My man Corbin. That was actually one of the funniest things I've heard in a long time. No, the very not private, completely intrusive will steal every bit of data they can private Facebook group. It's the 2A EDU group. All right, Reptile guys, what's happening, man? Hold on a second. Miss you, man. I wish I've seen you guys last week. Dude, I'm glad I saw you at the last minute. Awesome, dude. All right, I'm out of here, guys. If I keep talking, because I like all of you, I'll be on here till 3 in the morning, and it's past some of you little girls' bedtimes. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. The Reptile guys with the super chat. Thanks, man. I was just getting ready to sign off. You're awesome. I really appreciate it. And it helps because I'm going to get much love because I just caught all of you full-grown burly men that are 10 times tougher than me. I said it's past y'all's little girls' bedtime, so just get the heck out of here. I'm going to be mean to you. I don't want to be mean to you because I love you, so get your girly butts out of here and go to bed. Nice seeing you, Matt Morrison. There's another one. Been around a long time. Bill Alexander. Yes. Millbury, y'all people are great. I agree. And I'm out of here. For real this time. End stream. End. Too many good people have to get out of here.